Chapter 346. Mr. Sun's eloquence is top-notch. No wonder those women like you. Shut up, shaking bear. Who are you? Li Haonan. I don't think I know you. No, I remember, the gang leader of Causeway Street. Inside the house, Wang Zhong sat alone on the sofa watching a new movie. Although this planet's technology and age were similar to Earth's, there was a big gap in culture. For example, the recently popular Legend of the Delinquents, the plot and content were similar to that of Young and Dangerous. In terms of movies, it was at least 20 years later than Earth. But even so, the box office of this Legend of the Delinquents movie was not bad, and there were a lot of good reviews online. At this moment, Wang Zhong was watching the television while learning how to speak and pondering over the actor's acting skills. It's too difficult to become famous here. After learning how to act for a while, Wang Zhong complained. So, Wang Zhong ran to the computer and searched, how to improve acting. Love Acting School recruits excellent actors, guaranteed to improve your acting in 3 months, and make you famous in a year. Southern University Drama School recruits students around 20 years old, male and female. Requirements: good facial features, good temperament. Do not disturb if you are not sincere. After searching for a long time, there was a lot of news about how to improve acting. However, anyone with a discerning eye would be able to tell that most of the contents were lies. Even if there were some formal places, they only recruited young and beautiful men and women as trainees. Although Wang Zhong had a lot of confidence in his looks, he was still old after all. Although he felt that a lot of things on the internet were not reliable, in the end, Wang Zhong still signed up for an internet celebrity acting training school. According to the introduction of this place, it was not for people to play small roles or be trainees, but to train internet celebrities. For example, there were many funny short videos and live broadcasts. To be honest, with Wang Zhong's personality, he did not like these things. But, no matter how much he did not like it, he had to bite the bullet and learn. Also, he looked at the address of this training school. It was in the city, very convenient. So, he packed up and went to this internet celebrity acting training school. Before leaving, he downloaded a lot of music on his phone and put on his headphones to listen. The songs here were very nice, but Wang Zhong still felt that the songs in this world were lacking something. After thinking about it carefully, Wang Zhong felt that because he had heard the songs from Earth first, he had a preconceived impression of the songs from this world. No matter how good the songs here were, they sounded better to Wang Zhong than those from Earth. While listening to the music, Wang Zhong sang softly on the road. He had thought about it. Other than cultivating his acting skills, he also needed to cultivate his singing skills. After all those successful artists could sing, dance, act, and even play basketball. Walking on the road, Wang Zhong's self-talk and singing attracted many people's attention. After cultivating, Wang Zhong's skin looked very good, especially his muscles. His well-developed, streamlined muscles attracted the attention of many young women who passed by in luxury cars. A few brave ones even wanted to get out of the car and ask, "Young man, do you want to work hard?" In their opinion, most people would probably say, "Sister, I don't want to work hard." Unfortunately, Wang Zhong's eyes were too cold, so many people still didn't get close to Wang Zhong. Wang Zhong sang for a while and felt a little depressed. There were a few songs in this world that were really nice, but no matter how he sang, he didn't feel anything. Instead, as he hummed, he couldn't help but hum a song from the past. Man, cry, cry. Crying is not a crime. No matter how strong a person is, he has the right to be tired. If there is only a broken heart behind a smile, why do you have to be so embarrassed as a person? A crisp voice suddenly sounded from Wang Zhong's mouth. Although there was no accompaniment, listening to it made Wang Zhong feel comfortable. It's a pity that it's been too long. I've forgotten a lot of the lyrics. Wang Zhong complained. Suddenly, his heart skipped a beat. That's right. Last time, the system said that my memories of my previous life have been sealed. What about my life on Earth? The so-called memory archive, of course, didn't mean that he couldn't remember anything. For example, a book with many chapters. Wang Zhong's current memory could roughly remember the title of the chapter, but the content was vague. But that didn't mean that he didn't know. So he immediately sat at the bus stop and said in his heart, "System, extract the memory of Earth." Extracting. A message appeared in his mind. Extraction successful. Please select the memory you want. Well, man, cry is not a crime, Wang Zhong said. He didn't know how many times he had heard this song on Earth. As a memory of the past, he believed that he should be able to extract it. Sure enough, in about 3 seconds, a message appeared in his mind again. Memory extraction successful. 30 experience points are required to extract. Wang Zhong was stunned. So, extracting memory also required experience points. However, he was now a nouveau riche in terms of experience points. A mere 30 experience points wasn't a big deal. Spend it, Wang Zhong said in his heart. The following is the song Man, Cry is Not a Crime. Soon, Wang Zhong only heard the singing in his ear. Man, cry is not a crime. Not only were there lyrics, but there was also a beautiful melody. Accidentally discovering this function of the system made Wang Zhong feel as if he had discovered a new continent. So, he extracted other memories again. Song, Sailor. Song, Little Apple. Song, Mouse Loves Rice. Song, Guangdong Love. These songs were all popular songs in the past. Many of the singers relied on just one song to be popular for a lifetime. For example, the song, Guangdong Love. It was said that the singer directly earned hundreds of millions. He directly upgraded from an ordinary unknown singer to a person who could freely control his personal wealth. Because of the number of songs extracted, he spent a lot of experience points. However, what made Wang Zhong gratified was that after extracting the memory, he didn't need to spend any experience points to recall this part of the memory. It was very cost-effective. Wang Zhong walked to the company because the address on the internet didn't seem to be far. Finally, he came to a commercial area. Wang Zhong stood under a building. This was a commercial office building. There were companies of all sizes inside. Many people worked here. Another reason why Wang Zhong had chosen this company was that this company had announced to the public that they had made quite a few people famous. Many of these people had become internet celebrities on various major websites, and a few of them had even entered the entertainment industry and acted in some roles with lines. This kind of publicity was very much to Wang Zhong's liking. After all, his original intention wasn't to become famous. He just wanted to learn some acting skills and at the same time, train himself to speak in front of the public. Walking into the building, Wang Zhong followed the address and walked upstairs. The address was on the 5th floor of this building. At first glance, it was quite luxurious. When he came to the front desk, Wang Zhong was surprised to find that there were many people here to sign up. They all signed up at the front desk. There were all kinds of people. In addition to young, beautiful, and handsome men and women, there were also some people with strange looks. For example, there was a woman with cross eyes and a face full of pockmarks. There was also an old man. Although he was very old, his muscles were frightening. To Wang Zhong's surprise, these 2 people were invited in. Wow, a woman like this has been selected. Doesn't that mean I have a chance too? In front of Wang Zhong, a woman with a ponytail said. Whether it was a figure or a face, she looked very good. At a glance, it was her best friend. She also said excitedly, I heard from my friend that this internet celebrity company is absolutely legitimate. Do you remember the popular sister on the front line? She's the one who planned this company. Well, it's finally our turn. I'll go first. As Wang Zhong was right behind them in the queue, he also followed them. At the front desk, there were a total of 3 people sitting on chairs. 2 men and 1 woman. Everyone who came in had to go through their assessment. Hello, teacher. My name is Zhou Jia. The ponytail girl said respectfully. What can you do? The woman sitting in the middle had a sign in front of her. Lu Jiali. Teacher Lu, I can sing and dance. The woman said happily. Well, leave your contact information. We'll inform you if there's a chance. Lu Jiali responded. Zhou Jia was stunned. She wasn't stupid. She came here for an interview. If she told you to leave your contact information and inform you in the future, it was actually a disguised form of informing you that you weren't suitable. Teacher, don't you need me to show my talent? Zhou Jia said uncomfortably. No need. To be honest, our company is a legitimate company. At present, the market is a little saturated with people who can sing and dance. If you have other talents, you might have a chance. This sentence was not only said to Zhou Jia, but also to everyone in the queue behind her. Sure enough, when many people heard this, they felt that they didn't have other talents. They discussed it with disappointment and then left. Zhou Jia and her partner also held hands and left disappointedly. Wang Zhong wanted to try his luck. After all, he was confident that his songs were really good. What talents do you have? Lu Jelly adjusted her glasses and looked up at Wang Zhong. Chapter 347. What unique skills do you know? Hearing Lu Jelly's question, Wang Zhong raised his head confidently. He was different from the other interviewees. The other interviewees all nodded and bowed. They were so polite. However, Wang Zhong was just like Lu Jelly. He was expressionless. There was even a hint of arrogance in his eyes. I don't know any unique skills, but I know how to sing. You definitely haven't heard my songs before. Wang Zhong was very confident. This came from his confidence in his songs. Although there was a hint of plagiarism in it, but was it plagiarism? Was it plagiarism? This was called carrying forward the culture of the motherland. However, how would the others know where Wang Zhong's confidence came from? Hence, the three interviewees smiled disdainfully. The mockery in their eyes was obvious. They had interviewed thousands of people here. They had seen too many people who were as confident as Wang Zhong. For example, there were some people who thought they were very talented and came over to say that they had written a song that could shock the world and make ghosts and gods weep. However, when they sang, they realized that the song was pieced together. It didn't sound like anything at all. Especially the singing. It was obvious that they hadn't practiced before. Wang Zhong's appearance at this moment was very similar to those people. I'll give it a try. Wang Zhong was about to sing when Lu Jelly waved her hand and said, No need. Leave your contact information with us. We'll inform you if there's a chance. It was the same words. Wang Zhong frowned. He was about to continue speaking when the people behind him rushed forward. Teachers, it's my turn. An ordinary-looking girl carrying a school bag walked up from behind Wang Zhong. She was wearing a primary school uniform. What unique skills do you know? I know how to dress as a loli. I can sing a loli. I still want to sleep. I don't want to get out of bed. Thank you, bad uncles, for your tips. Thank you. Her voice was so coquettish that it gave Wang Zhong goosebumps. Not bad. Lu Jelly and the two interviewers beside her looked at each other and nodded. Very good. Our company needs talents like you. Lu Jelly clapped. Welcome to our company. Please go in and discuss the specific conditions of the contract with our lawyer. Thank you, teacher, thank you. The little girl nodded and walked into the house. F*CK, this works too. Even though it happened right in front of him, Wang Zhong still felt that it was unbelievable that this girl could pass the interview. This was too ridiculous. What unique skill do you have? At this moment, a one-armed young man with green hair, earrings on his ears, nose, and lips, walked over with a tattooed girl in his arms. Although the young man only had one hand, his attitude was quite arrogant. He pushed the tattooed girl in his arms away and arrogantly took out a small box. Then, a shocking scene appeared. The box was filled with maggots, leafworms, flies, and cockroaches. My specialty is swallowing all kinds of living things. After saying that, the young man grabbed a bunch of maggots and started eating. Clap. Clap. Although Lu Jelly felt disgusted, she unexpectedly clapped and whispered to the interviewer beside her, this should be able to make a small fire. Some of our anchors used to eat cicadas and roasted rats at most. He swallowed them alive and could attract a lot of viewers. Other than this, my girlfriend and I have filmed some segments before. Lu Jelly nodded and said, "You can do one." The two young lovers were not shy and started acting. Slap. The young man slapped his girlfriend and said, B*TCH, cheating on my man. You call me AB*TCH? What about you? You can't satisfy me, understand? I think you're looking for a beating. Come on, I'm not afraid of you. The two of them shouted and started cursing. Soon they were wrestling. Was this an act? It seemed to be completely real. Wang Zhong suddenly realized that acting seemed to require a lot of sacrifices, especially if one wanted to become popular. No wonder there were many rumors in his previous life that many women could not become popular even if they slept with many men. Some men were still ridiculed on the internet even if they added pearls. Very good, very good. This fighting scene attracted the unanimous praise of the three interviewers. Our company needs talents like you. Go in, you can take a look at the contract we gave you. Lu Jelly's attitude was even better now. Wang Zhong was a little speechless. These days, everyone seemed to be interested in strange people. This made him, who relied on his talent to make a living, feel a little confused. He returned home with some disappointment and found that Shan Shuang had already finished cooking. When she saw Wang Zhong enter the house, she said happily, "Brother Wang, you're back." You're cooking? Yes, I resigned from the prison. Recently, I accompanied a friend for an interview, so I've been free. Shen Shuang smiled and said. Wang Zhong nodded and sat down. He was a little absent-minded. In this world, it was already so difficult to learn how to act. Wouldn't it be even harder to enter the game world? Brother Wang, here's your meal. Shen Shuang scooped the rice and then told him about the house she looked at today. She looked at a few houses today, and they were all single villas. This was because Wang Zhong told her that he did not like noisy places. Therefore, he needed absolute silence. At the same time, there were not many neighbors around him. In addition, only she knew about him looking at houses. Even her good friend Lin she could not know about it. Brother Wang, don't worry. When I looked at houses in the morning, I asked alone. No one else knew. I'll go take a look. If it's suitable, I'll buy it. Oh, okay. Shen Shuang ate a mouthful of rice and asked curiously, Brother Wang, what are you thinking about? You seem to have something on your mind. Shuang, tell me, how can I improve my acting? Shen Shuang was stunned. An assassin actually asked about how to improve his acting. In this day and age, did assassins still need to act? But thinking about it, in many movies, assassins had to pretend to be passers-by or waiters before they could get close to the target. Wang Zhong explained, Don't misunderstand. I suddenly want to learn how to act. Act? Yeah, I've been watching some short videos recently. I'm suddenly interested in them, Wang Zhong replied naturally. Then, Wang Zhong told her about him going to an internet celebrity company to sign up. You went there to sign up? Shen Shuang was surprised. How was the registration? It was rejected. That's normal. Shen Shuang smiled. Was the interviewee called Lu Jelly? You know. Wang Zhong was curious. She is Lin Shi's cousin. Lin Shi and I both went there to play. If you want to go in, I can ask Lin Shi to help. In fact, Shen Shuang also understood that Wang Zhong probably wanted to play. As a rich man who could casually buy a few villas and even change his identity to treat people, how could he really want to be an internet celebrity? So, she was duty-bound to help. Wang Zhong thought that this was indeed a good opportunity. Well, help me talk to Lin Shi. Of course, I won't go in through the back door. I will prepare in the next few days and sing in front of Miss Lu Jelly. That's good. Which song are you going to sing? Tell me about it. To be honest, I learned it when I was a child. I know a little about music scores and I can play the violin. Wang Zhong was amused by Shen Shuangshuang's look. You might not have heard of this song, but can you teach me the music score? If he started learning now, he wouldn't have to learn it when he transmigrated. It would save a lot of time. Okay. After washing the dishes, Shen Shuangshuang went online to search for music scores and music charts. This is do, li, mi, fu. After learning for more than an hour, Wang Zhong slowly understood some of the sounds. Furthermore, Wang Zhong had discovered that due to his cultivation, he was able to learn things at an exceptionally fast rate. His most obvious characteristic was his strong memory. He was able to understand the cryptic music score in just over an hour. The only thing he needed now was practice. Yawn. Shen Shuangshuang yawned and looked at the time. Brother Wang, how's your learning? Almost. Seeing that Shen Shuangshuang was really too tired, he said, Go back and rest. Oh. After receiving the order, Shen Shuangshuang couldn't wait to go back to her room and fell asleep. As for Wang Zhong, due to his training, he did not feel the slightest bit of sleepiness. He had been training the entire night. You're not really happy. Your smile is just a protective color you wear. In the morning, Shen Shuangshuang, who was in a daze, was awakened by a melodious sound. She got up and opened the door quietly. Wang Zhong was already in the kitchen cooking breakfast. What a diligent and good man. Shen Shuangshuang looked at Wang Zhong's back and unexpectedly found that the music Wang Zhong was humming was also very pleasant to listen to. You've decided not to hate, and you've decided not to love, give your soul. You're not really happy. Although Wang Zhong's song didn't have an accompaniment, the melodious singing still stimulated Shen Shuangshuang and gave her goosebumps. God, I'm already like this just by listening to the lyrics. If there's an accompaniment, won't I be high on the spot? Shen Shuangshuang was shocked and stunned. You're up. Wang Zhong stopped singing and took out the porridge and bread that he had cooked. What's the name of your song? It's quite nice. I don't think I've heard it before. As a fashionable girl, Shen Shuangshuang knew a little about TV and songs. But she swore that she had never heard the song Wang Zhong just sang. This song is called You're Not Really Happy. It's a song I self-composed last night. What do you think? After that, Wang Zhong said silently in his heart, I'm the first to sing in this world. It's also self-composed, right? Chapter 348. Self-composed. Shen Shuangshuang was really shocked. A song seemed to be only 3 or 4 minutes long, but it was not an easy task to complete it. From the way Wang Zhong learned the music score last night, she could see that Wang Zhong was a complete layman. But he actually composed this song. Awesome, really too awesome. It's really beautiful. Brother Wang, if you add music to it, it'll be even more perfect. Yes, but unfortunately, I don't know many people in this field. By the way, I know how to play the violin. You write the music score for this song. I'll play and you'll sing. It's perfect. Wang Zhong was also interested. I wrote the music score last night. After learning about music the previous night, Wang Zhong had worked through the night to compose the music. I'll go get the violin. Don't worry, eat breakfast first. Otherwise, it'll be cold. Okay. After breakfast, Shen Shuangshuang couldn't wait to take out a violin case that had accumulated a lot of dust from the top of the cabinet in her bedroom. The dust was so thick that it took a while just to clean it. Sorry, I learned it when I was young. It's been so many years. I haven't played it in a long time. After wiping the dust, Shen Shuangshuang opened the box and took out the violin inside. This violin was not a big brand. It was for beginner students, but it was enough for Wang Zhong and the others. Here. Take this and play along with it. Wang Zhong handed over a sheet of music to him. Shen Shuangshuang scratched her head and sighed. I haven't played it for so many years. I'm a little rusty. It's okay, take your time. Okay. For the rest of the day, Shen Shuangshuang practiced the violin. Wang Zhong learned a lot from her. At night, Shen Shuangshuang finally felt something. I think it's about time. Give it a try. Shen Shuangshuang nodded and began to pull. Melodious music began to play, and Wang Zhong began singing. In the crowd, crying. You only want to become transparent. Shen Shuangshuang became more and more excited as the song became more and more passionate. In fact, she also understood that in the process of playing the violin, there were several times when she did not control the tempo well, which led to the deviation of the tone, but she still persevered, because she wanted to listen to this beautiful music in its entirety. Phew. Finally, Wang Zhong finished singing. It's really nice. Shen Shuangshuang lay down on the sofa with stars in her eyes. She recalled the song just now in her mind. She never thought that she played the song by herself. It's all right. You'll get better with more practice. I'll contact Lin Shi right away. With such beautiful music, it won't be a problem for you to join Sister Lu Jelly's company. Soon, Shen Shuangshuang and Lin Shi chatted for a while. Lin Shi actually had some doubts about Shen Shuangshuang's situation. Her roommate's singing was really that good. Lin Shi did not believe it, but for the sake of her good sister, she still agreed. My cousin is usually very busy, but since Shuangshuang said so, I'll help you even if you beat me to death. On the other side of the phone, Lin Shi drank water and said vaguely, How about this? I'll treat my cousin to a meal tomorrow. You guys can come to my house and have your roommate perform in front of her while you're at it. Thank you. My CC is still the best. Don't flatter me. You owe me a meal. Okay. The two girls hung up, and Shen Shuangshuang explained the situation. Well, let's go and have a look tomorrow. Wang Zhong said indifferently. He suddenly realized that he was looking forward to this performance. The next day, the two of them went to Lin Shi's house first. Lin Shi and Shen Shuangshuang were the same. They both lived alone. Lin Shi's family was quite well off, so she could afford a house to live alone. Wow, Lin Shi, I didn't expect you to cook. After entering the house, Shen Shuangshuang saw Lin Shi busily cooking and started to flatter her. Don't flatter me. It's not like you don't know that I can cook. I didn't expect you to cook so well. Shen Shuangshuang smiled. Speaking of which, when will your cousin arrive? She's very busy, but I think she should be here soon. Don't talk about it, help me take the dishes out. As they were talking, the doorbell rang. I'll go open the door. Wang Zhong walked to the door and opened it. Hey, this roommate of yours has pretty good eyesight. He's young and a bit handsome. Could it be that he's interested in you? In the kitchen, Lin Shi nudged Shen Shuangshuang's arm and asked with a smile. You're talking nonsense again. He's my cousin. Come on, godfather. Lin Shi's face was full of disbelief. Forget it if you don't believe me. While the two girls were talking, Wang Zhong had already opened the door. It's you. Lu Jelly had a good memory. Although she only met Wang Zhong once yesterday, she still remembered Wang Zhong. Hello, let me introduce myself. I'm Wang Zhong. Wang Zhong said. Cousin. Lin Shi, who was wearing an apron, ran out. How do you know each other? He went to my company for an interview yesterday. Lu Jelly said. Lin Shi was very smart. Although Lu Jelly only said one sentence, she still guessed the matter. Wang Zhong failed the interview, so he asked Shen Shuangshuang to introduce him to Lu Jelly. Although Lin Shi didn't like this kind of behavior, she still said for Wang Zhong, Cousin, we'll talk about this later. Let's eat first. After saying that, she secretly winked at Wang Zhong, indicating that they should talk slowly. Wang Zhong laughed in his heart. How did he become someone who went through the back door? However, gold always shines, so he wasn't in a hurry. The meal is ready. Let's drink some red wine. This time, Shen Shuangshuang specially bought a bottle of red wine on the way here. I'll open it. Wang Zhong took the red wine. Shen Shuangshuang handed Lu Jelly a cup and said with a smile, Sister Jelly, to be honest, you look much better in person than in the live broadcast room. You can recognize me in reality. Your eyesight is good. Lu Jelly smiled faintly. She did live broadcast, but her makeup was usually more complicated when she was live broadcast, and she didn't dress like this. In the past, even her relatives and friends said that they couldn't recognize Lu Jelly on the phone. What do you usually do live broadcast? Wang Zhong interrupted and asked. You don't watch my live broadcast? Lu Jelly was curious. Wang Zhong shook his head honestly. Lin Shi was speechless behind him. Brother, you're here to ask for help. What's wrong with saying that you watch it? Hee, you're quite honest. Lu Jelly smiled faintly. You don't usually do live broadcasts? Yes, I don't really watch it. Lin Shi was even more speechless. If you don't do it, why do you have to go to my cousin's place? Now, Lin Shi was even more certain that Wang Zhong was probably someone who didn't know how to talk. He quickly came in and changed the topic. The meal is ready. Pour the wine. Let's eat together. It smells good. Cici, it seems like your culinary skills have improved again. Lu Jelly smiled. Of course. I usually study these dishes at home. Lin Shi sat down and raised the wine cup. Cheers. Cheers. Shen Shuangshuang also raised the wine cup. After everyone drank, Shen Shuangshuang looked at the fish and meat on the table speechlessly. Sigh, I wanted to lose weight. What should I do? People were like that. They kept saying that they wanted to lose weight, but when faced with delicious food, they often had no resistance. If you want to lose weight, you have to eat until you're full and have the energy to lose weight. Lin Shi picked up a piece of sweet and sour pork for Shen Shuangshuang and said, I cooked it. You have to finish it. Okay then, I'll eat one piece. Shen Shuangshuang gritted her teeth. Then, Shen Shuangshuang's mouth didn't stop. She kept saying that it smelled good. Everyone toasted and joked. No matter who it was, they didn't mention Wang Zhong's matter. Actually, they were all smart people. They were eating now. It wasn't suitable to talk about work. Finally, they ate more or less. Lin Shi felt that it was about time. She rolled her eyes and said to Wang Zhong, Brother Wang, didn't you say that you can sing? Both of you brought the violin. Later, you two can sing for us. In fact, Wang Zhong also understood that Lin Shi was helping him. Lu Jelly naturally understood, but she didn't expose him. After all, it was her relatives who introduced him. She would listen for the time being. Great. Come on, Brother Wang. Let's sing a song like we did last night. Shen Shuangshuang said excitedly. She believed that as long as Lu Jelly listened to their song, she would definitely be shocked. This was called strength. Wang Zhong nodded and thought, okay, I'll show you a little. Chapter 349. To be honest, doing this felt like going in through the back door. Lu Jelly might have reluctantly let Wang Zhong go to her company because of Lin Shi. But for Wang Zhong, this wasn't a problem. What he needed was an opportunity to improve his acting skills and train himself in front of the public. Okay, let's start. Shen Shuangshuang took a deep breath and began to play the violin. In the crowd, crying. You just want to become transparent. You've already decided. As the saying goes, once an expert makes a move, one will know whether or not he's an expert. Hence, just singing this part, Lu Jelly's eyes lit up. Although she wasn't a very impressive public figure, she had at least worked in this industry for a few years. Therefore, it was very easy for her to tell that Wang Zhong's song was truly an original, one that she had never heard of before. Cousin, this Wang Zhong's singing seems to be quite good. And what's the name of this song? Why haven't I heard of it before? You're so knowledgeable. Is this song a new one? You haven't heard of it either? Yeah. At this moment, Lu Jelly was even more certain that Wang Zhong was singing an original song. After all, it was impossible for her not to have heard such a good song. You're not really happy. Your smile is just a protective color you wear. You've decided not to hate, and you've decided not to love. More than 3 minutes later, the song was officially finished. At this moment, Wang Zhong suddenly felt that singing in front of others actually felt quite good, especially because of the good singing. It was very satisfying to see people surprised. Clap, clap, clap. Lin, she wasn't stingy with her applause at all. She clapped happily. It's done. Shen Shuangshuang breathed a sigh of relief. You sang well. Lu Jelly walked to Wang Zhong's side. This song is adapted from a foreign song? She purposely pointed out that it was an adaptation of a foreign song to trick Wang Zhong. She didn't believe that a layman like Wang Zhong would be able to create his own original song. She used this to trick Wang Zhong and let Wang Zhong think that she knew him well. Adapted from a foreign song? Wang Zhong was stunned. Then he smiled and said, Are you misunderstanding something? It's not an adaptation of a foreign song? Lu Jelly asked. Not really. Well, I hope you're not lying. Lu Jelly changed the topic. Let me be honest. If this song of yours is really your original composition, then I think it's very good. Cousin, is that true? Lin, she was extremely shocked. Even though she didn't really understand these things, this was the first time she heard her older cousin praise someone like this. Thank you. Wang Zhong, on the other hand, was very calm. Back then, this song was popular all over the country. Now that he sang it, it was naturally the same. Come, sit down. Let's talk about how you created this song. I will design a path for you based on your image, characteristics, and interests. Lu Jelly was really interested in Wang Zhong. She couldn't wait to think about how to promote Wang Zhong to the public. Not to mention other things, just this song alone, even if it was an ugly person, could make Wang Zhong popular. Of course, how popular it would be would depend on the follow-up. This song is called You Are Not Truly Happy. As for why I created this song, Wang Zhong thought about it and smiled. It's based on my own experiences and interests. Well, you want to be an internet celebrity and earn money? Lu Jelly asked. It's not to earn money. Strictly speaking, I want to train my acting skills and learn how to communicate with the audience in front of the camera. Not to earn money. It wasn't just Lu Jelly. Even Lin, she felt that Wang Zhong was faking it. These days, many people wanted to enter this industry because they wanted to be famous and earn big money. Many people said that they did it for their dreams and interests. To be honest, it was definitely bullshit. They didn't even want to listen to it. However, many people said that for the sake of the public. Hence, they would say it on stage and everyone would just listen. However, Wang Zhong actually said that to them. Did he think that Lu Jelly was easy to fool? She suddenly felt that Wang Zhong didn't seem to be very honest. Mr. Wang. Lu Jelly smiled faintly. Everyone enters this industry to earn money. You don't have to say that to us. Because if you say it too much, it will make people misunderstand. Lu Jelly's words were very tactful, but Wang Zhong still understood. He explained, I really don't do it to earn money. Money is nothing to me. Lu Jelly shook her head. She thought to herself that Wang Zhong's songs were really good, but he just loved to act cool. She didn't plan to delve deeper into this. She said, forget it. Let's not talk about this anymore. Later, we'll go to my company and help you perfect this song. Then, we'll get the designer to design some cool styling for you. Sister Lu, don't tell me you're going to let Brother Wang do a live broadcast? Shen Shuangshuang asked curiously. Lu Jelly rolled her eyes. How can that be? Do you think that those who do a live broadcast rely on themselves? Actually, they've all gone through a period of training. It's very, very rare. People with talent can become famous overnight. Do you know that? So, Wang Zhong, take a look at how the other streamers in my company do live broadcasts. You can learn from them. I want to learn some acting skills. Do you have any? Wang Zhong asked. You're quite ambitious. To be honest, Lu Jelly was getting more and more dissatisfied with Wang Zhong. He hadn't even entered the company and he was already asking for this and that. Wang Zhong explained, it's not that I'm ambitious. I just said that I just want to learn how to act. Don't learn. You just have to do a good job with this song. After you perfect it, you'll sing it live. When the song is uploaded to all the major music platforms, I guarantee that you'll earn more than 30,000 yuan a month with this song. This figure was still a conservative estimate. This place was very strict about piracy. If you wanted to download a song, you had to pay. Moreover, ringtones were also a big part of it. Wang Zhong knew this very well. Back then, a song that floated in Guangdong until it was lost had earned him hundreds of millions. An income of 30,000 yuan a month was indeed conservative. Although the income was very objective, Wang Zhong's goal was indeed not to make money. I really want to learn how to act. If I can't learn it, I can only watch, Wang Zhong said expressionlessly. You? Lu Jieli stared at Wang Zhong angrily. After thinking for a while, she compromised. Are you sure you're not interested in money? You just want to sing and learn how to act? That's right. Wang Zhong nodded. If it was a game of fighting and killing, he could just enter it directly. After all, he had played so many games that he didn't need to practice. But if he wanted to be a celebrity, it was different. He still didn't know enough about this. All right then. Your request isn't a big deal. I can agree to it. Our company does have many celebrities who are filming some dramas and movies. But you don't have any foundation. Why don't you start with short videos? Short videos? Suddenly, Wang Zhong thought of some funny short videos. That's right. We've been filming a short video series recently. It's called Countryman. Wang Zhong was a little speechless. He was now wondering if the names in this world were also old-fashioned. Countryman. This short video is produced by your company. It's so funny, Lin, she couldn't help but ask. Lu Jieli said proudly, of course it's from our company. Moreover, I'm in charge of it. Cousin, you're so amazing. Why don't you let me play a supporting role there too? I might become popular. Lin, she said, and couldn't help but twirl on the spot. Her short floral dress fluttered with her swaying. Lu Jieli rolled her eyes. Cece, just let me off. The last time I let you go to my company, your parents scolded me. If I let you go again, won't your parents kill me? It was obvious that Lin Shi's family was very strict. Thinking about it, it made sense. She was so young and lived in such a good building. She was obviously a girl who didn't lack money. Countryman. What's it about? Wang Zhong asked. No way. You want to act? You haven't even seen such a funny short video before? Lin Shi was shocked. I don't usually watch short videos, Wang Zhong said. All right. Seeing that Wang Zhong was talented in singing, Lu Jieli decided not to argue with Wang Zhong. Pack up and come to the company with me. After going downstairs and finding out that Wang Zhong didn't have a car, Lu Jieli let them take a car to the company. At the same time, Lu Jieli thought to herself that there were only two kinds of people who didn't even have a car and said that they didn't care about money. They were either pretending or they really liked acting. As for which kind, Lu Jieli wasn't in a hurry. After knowing each other for a long time, she would naturally understand. Do you guys play Weibo? Lu Jieli asked on the way. I do, but I don't really play it, Shen Shuang said. Wang Zhong shook his head. Okay. When you start streaming, you can register for one. This way, you can post something occasionally and more people will follow you. Got it, Shen Shuang replied obediently. Although Wang Zhong didn't really like these social media apps, since he was going to enter this industry, he had to get used to it gradually. When they arrived at the company, they went straight to the 6th floor. Wang Zhong realized that the 6th floor of the company was divided into small rooms and there was a streamer in each room. However, this time, Wang Zhong wasn't going to stream directly. He was going to practice singing. There was a special singing room on this floor. For many streamers, not all of them were talented and could sing from birth. Most of them would have specialized music teachers to cultivate their singing skills after learning some trivial things. Today, there were two long-legged girls singing in the singing room. When he saw them, Wang Zhong understood why Lu Jieli rejected the other pretty girls last time. It was simple. These days, there were too many good-looking streamers. There were even more who could sing and dance. What was lacking now was novelty. Chapter 350. Manager Lou, you're here. Seeing Lou Jelly enter the room, two beautiful and well-proportioned hosts quickly went to greet her. Jiao Jiao, Mimi, you two go out. Let Wang Zhong practice here. Lou Jelly said. Oh. Of course, the two hosts didn't dare to say no. They curiously looked at Wang Zhong. Wang Zhong's expression was normal, but Shen Shuangshuang felt like she was sitting on pins and needles. These two beauties were too stunning. Even Shen Shuangshuang felt inferior in front of them. This was mainly because Shen Shuangshuang hadn't seen much of the world. If she was here often, she would be able to let go. Tony, come here for a moment. Lou Jelly clapped her hands and shouted. Yo, Sister Lou, you don't come here often. What brings you here? Tony walked over while catwalking. Wang Zhong frowned. This Tony was obviously a strong man. At least, he looked stronger than him. But when he walked over, he was as light as a feather. He even twisted his body. This made it difficult for Wang Zhong. Tony, let me introduce you. This is the newcomer. His name is Wang Zhong. This is Shen Shuangshuang. New host. Walking a circle around Wang Zhong, Tony said in a speechless manner, Friend, it's not that I want to say this, but your little girlfriend does have some unique characteristics. In this day and age, the pure and innocent type is the trend. Give her a lowly costume and she'll definitely become popular. However, you are a little sloppy. Ahem, Teacher Tony, I'm mainly here to accompany Brother Wang. Shen Shuangshuang quickly explained. I see. Tony was puzzled. This Wang Zhong didn't look special at all. He couldn't understand why Lou Jelly would sign such a person as a host. Could it be that he was good at talking? Good at talking? But looking at him, he didn't look like someone who was good at talking. Wang Zhong, don't mind him. Tony is a little blunt, but he's a good person. Lou Jelly explained, if there's anything you don't know about singing, you can ask him. Tony has written and composed songs for many people in the entertainment industry before. He's quite capable. Got it. Although Tony didn't think much of Wang Zhong, he still began to explain to Wang Zhong under Lou Jelly's instructions. Wang Zhong realized that having someone to teach him was indeed different. Things that he didn't understand before could be learned with a single lesson. There was also the matter of practicing his voice. He had to sing a cappella every morning, noon, and night to familiarize himself with the feeling of his voice. After that, Tony explained everything in great detail, such as falsetto and flat tone. I'm almost done. Take your time to practice. Finally, it was time to get off work. Tony got off work and left. For the next 5 days, Wang Zhong practiced singing. At this time, Tony also realized that Wang Zhong learned these things very quickly. He only needed to be taught once, and he would learn it very quickly. Tony also realized that when Wang Zhong and Shen Shuangshuang were tired, they would work on music with some music teachers. However, Tony didn't know what songs Wang Zhong was working on. He only heard from manager Lou Jelly once that they were working on a few original songs by Wang Zhong. It was also at that time that Tony realized why Lou Jelly, who had always been sharp, valued Wang Zhong so much. It was very simple. He wrote his own songs. However, Tony didn't have much hope for Wang Zhong. After a few lessons, Tony saw that Wang Zhong was a complete novice when it came to music. What kind of songs could such a person make? On this day, after a discussion between Lou Jelly and some of the company's staff, they finally decided to let Wang Zhong do a live broadcast today. On Wang Zhong's side, he was already prepared. In the past few days, not only did he practice his voice, but he also asked the company's staff to prepare the tunes for a few songs. Now, he was just waiting to sing. Because Lou Jelly liked Wang Zhong very much, she specially added a lot of fans to Wang Zhong's new account this time. Wang Zhong, this time I specially talked to the chairman about you and helped you get a lot of recommendation spots. So, you have to work hard. Lu Jelly said seriously, "Of course, you don't have to be too nervous. After all, this is your first time. If you're too nervous, it's easy to make mistakes. When the time comes, I'll let you do a live broadcast with a female streamer. She will guide you." As she said that, a girl wearing black stockings came from behind Lu Jelly. Wang Zhong had seen this girl before. Her streamer's name was Feng Xiaoxiao. He didn't know if it was a real name or a fake name. In short, that was what people here called her. "Hello, Big Brother Wang. Big Sister Lu has told me several times that your singing is very good. Please take care of me." Feng Xiaoxiao was considered a popular streamer here. She was different from other female streamers who were flirtatious. Her specialty was that she was gentle and cute. Usually, she wouldn't dress very sexy. She would only sing a song or something like that. The group of people who liked her were mainly students. Basically, they were all otakus. Feng Xiaoxiao's polite manner left a good impression on Wang Zhong. He nodded and said, "I'm a newcomer. I should be the one taking care of you." "Big Brother Wang, you're too polite." "Alright, what nickname are you going to use for your streamer name?" Feng Xiaoxiao asked. I don't think I've thought about that." Wang Zhong suddenly remembered that he had been so busy these past few days that he hadn't thought about his nickname. Lu Jelly smiled and said, "Don't tell me you haven't thought about it?" "Yeah, I really haven't thought about it. Can you just use my name?" Lu Jelly was speechless and said, "Although your name is good, it won't arouse the audience's interest. Give it a nicer sounding name." Wang Zhong thought about it. What name should he give? Something domineering? Or gentle and cute? No, gentle and cute. How can it set off my temperament? "Why? You haven't thought about it yet?" Lu Jelly said. "How about Spirited Lad?" At this moment, Feng Xiaoxiao interjected, "Spirited Lad sounds cute." "Cute? That doesn't suit my temperament." Wang Zhong immediately shook his head and said to Shan Shuangshuang, "What do you think?" Shan Shuangshuang said, "You're not going for a comedy style. You're going for a serious singing style. Let's call it Wang Zhong's music." "Yeah, directly mentioning that I'm in the music industry. Not bad." Wang Zhong's eyes lit up. He patted Shan Shuangshuang's shoulder and said, "Not bad, not bad." Lu Jelly frowned and said, "It's too monotonous." "Hey, I think it's not bad. After all, I'm a serious singer," Wang Zhong said. "Alright then. If it's not good, we'll change the name." After everyone finished packing up, Feng Xiaoxiao started the live broadcast. "Friends, we meet again. I'll start with your favorite song." Feng Xiaoxiao was an experienced streamer. As soon as she started the broadcast, she started swaying in front of the camera. As her live broadcast continued, Wang Zhong could see that the number of viewers in her live broadcast room kept increasing. This was normal. Feng Xiaoxiao's live broadcast usually had a good number of viewers. After the song was finished, Feng Xiaoxiao started interacting with the audience again. After bragging for a while, she said mysteriously, "Where's the song? I finished singing. Didn't I tell you guys yesterday that I have a new program today?" The comments in the comment section were rolling in quickly. "Miss, what's the new program? Wearing too many clothes. Strongly asking for a dance. As long as you dance, I'll reward you immediately. Upstairs, get lost. What do you think our Xiao Xiao is? Is she that kind of person?" There were all kinds of people in the comment section. Some people kept posting dirty jokes. Some rich people asked Feng Xiaoxiao to do whatever she wanted. Of course, Feng Xiaoxiao would not listen to them. She had a special characteristic. She would not flirt with people just for rewards. Because of this, many otakus liked Feng Xiaoxiao's personality. "Alright, some of you bosses, please spare me. If you think highly of my sister, just give me some gifts. As for asking me to dance, now is not the time to dance," Feng Xiaoxiao said coquettishly. "Alright then, what's the program? Come on, come on. The tissues are ready." Feng Xiaoxiao was already used to the dirty words in the comment section. She continued, "Now, let's welcome my good friend, Wang Zhong." "Hello, everyone." Wang Zhong waved his hand in front of the camera. "Damn, who is this? Scumbag. Adulterous couple." Many straight guys started to curse. After all, Feng Xiaoxiao was their goddess. Now that a guy suddenly appeared in the live broadcast room, how could they tolerate it? Unfollow, unfollow, yes, unfollow. Although Feng Xiaoxiao was mentally prepared for these overwhelming comments, she still couldn't help but secretly wipe her sweat. To be honest, it was not easy for her to reach the end. No one liked to lose so many fans at once. Suddenly, she regretted agreeing to Sister Lu and letting Wang Zhong join her live broadcast room. However, since things had already come to this, she quickly explained, "This is my good friend. He is also a musician who likes music. He came to my live broadcast room today to share a few songs for everyone." Although Feng Xiaoxiao tried her best to explain in a gentle voice, no one would listen to her in this situation. Of course, there were also some rational comments. They said that Feng Xiaoxiao was an upright woman and would not randomly recommend people. They asked everyone to listen to it. Unfortunately, most people were still cursing. "I'm so disappointed. Xiaoxiao, I've been following you for so long. I didn't expect you to get over it. There must be something going on between you two. It's disgusting. Don't listen. I don't want to listen, I don't want to listen." Seeing so many comments, Wang Zhong was speechless. He did not know what to say for a moment. Feng Xiaoxiao looked at Wang Zhong helplessly and said, "I'm sorry. My fans are a little different from others." Wang Zhong nodded to express his understanding. Many celebrities did not dare to announce their relationships for this reason. They were afraid of losing fans. "Ahem, let me say a few words. Actually, I'm here to sing a few songs, and then..." Before Wang Zhong could finish, another bunch of comments came in. "Ahem, let me say a few words. Why do I sound like a leader? Ahem, quiet. Let me say a few words. Let me say a few words too. Get lost. You don't deserve to play the high-end game." Wang Zhong shook his head helplessly and stopped talking. He said to Feng Xiaoxiao, "Forget it. I'll just sing." Now, there was no other way. He could only use songs to conquer them. Chapter 351. All right then. Feng Xiaoxiao knew that if this continued, there would be more people scolding her. She quickly said, "All right, let's invite my good friend, Wang Zhong, to sing a song." The music. Dang dang dang. Unfortunately, as the music started, most of the comments on the internet were still scolding. "His voice doesn't sound good at all. It's terrible. Who is this person? Does he have a backer? He definitely has a backer." Looking at these comments, it was indeed annoying. Hence, Wang Zhong decided not to look at it. He put on his earphones and took Feng Xiaoxiao's microphone. He squinted his eyes and started singing. Crying in the crowd. You only want to become transparent. You will never dream or feel pain or be moved again. When an expert makes a move, it's obvious. Many of the audience members who were waiting to see a joke were about to comment and mock him. However, when they heard this song, they subconsciously listened to it. You're not really happy. As the climax came, Tony, who was outside, was stunned. This kid, his singing is not bad? How is it, Tony? Lu Jelly, recommended him. I can't be wrong, right? Lu Jelly said proudly as she looked at Wang Zhong in the room. It's not just not bad. It's simply too good. Tony said, if his later songs are of this standard, I'm afraid he'll be the most popular person this year. This was a very high evaluation. However, Lu Jelly felt that this evaluation was not wrong at all. Wang Zhong did not think much about what others thought. At that moment, he was immersed in the joy of singing. I'm not really happy. Wow, it sounds good. It's not just not bad. This song is really good. Host, what's the name? I'll download it and listen. I searched for the lyrics. There's no such song in the search results. What? Then isn't it really an original? The comment section was filled with exclamations. Looking at the large number of good comments, Feng Xiaoxiao wanted to say that it was indeed an original as usual. However, she could not bear to do so. This song was really good. She could not bear to interrupt Wang Zhong's singing. At the same time, she was pleasantly surprised to find that many people had tipped her. I apologize. I'm not human. It's such a beautiful song, but I actually scolded you. I apologize as well. I'm your student. I'll tip you 1 sound coin as a token of appreciation. I want the title of the song. Also, I want to hear the lyrics. Feng Xiaoxiao was dumbfounded by the sudden increase in the number of rewards. Tip them and pull them up the list. Lu Jiali, who was standing at the door, ordered. This was one of the unspoken rules of live streaming. Those who tipped a lot would be able to enter the ranking list on the website, allowing more people to see it. Of course, there was an agreement between them and the website. If an ordinary person tipped 100 yuan, the person who received the tip would split the profits 50-50 with the website. If they were to reward themselves, the website would charge them less. Wang Zhong's live stream instantly shot up to the top of the leaderboard. The traffic suddenly increased, and the comments became even faster. This song is not bad. Bench. Isn't this my goddess Feng Xiaoxiao's room? Why is it suddenly changed? Although it's a different person, the song is really not bad. The song was finally finished. Wang Zhong heaved a sigh of relief and said expressionlessly, I finished singing. As this is my first live stream, I'm not very good with words. I didn't sing well either. Please forgive me. After verification, this is definitely his first live stream. Yeah, he's too polite. The other live streamers have been asking for tips, but he didn't. It's obvious that he doesn't know how to live stream. He gave it to me for the first time. I feel so blessed. Feng Xiaoxiao knew that Wang Zhong did not know how to live stream. In order to avoid awkward silence, she clapped and said, Wang Zhong, your song is really good. Can you tell me the name of the song? I'm not really happy, Wang Zhong said. I'm not really happy. It's too good. Where can I download it? I should be able to meet everyone in a few days. Wang Zhong smiled. Lu Jiali had told him before that a few of his songs had been registered under his name and had obtained the intellectual property rights. When the time came, whether it was downloads or ringtones, he would get a share of the profits. I'm not very good with words either. I'll continue singing. Wang Zhong did not read the comments to prevent them from affecting his mood. The next song is called, Don't Say You Love Me When I'm Lonely. Wang Zhong had a deep impression of this song. Many people thought that this song was sung by a girl. In fact, this song was one of Zhang Yuan's Genji love songs. When it was released, this song became the hottest song of the year. It even won the Popular Ringtone Award that year. It was downloaded 30 million times and ranked first. Many big shots in pop music did not have such results. Therefore, Wang Zhong found it strange at that time. Many people on the internet said that logically, Zhang Yuan songs could be compared to big shots like Jay Chou and Lu Ruing in terms of originals, downloads, and popularity. Any random person on the street would probably be able to hum a few lines of his songs. However, Zhang Yuan did not become popular. This was probably an unsolved mystery. Back in the day, his songs had always been number 1 and number 2 on the online popularity chart. Even though countless people had put his classic songs into their QQ music boxes, and even though he had won 3 awards in 2007, his exposure was still far from that of a B-list singer. He rarely held concerts, held fan meetings, or held promotional activities. His name was not on Cheba, and there were very few posters. There were very few promotional activities related to him. Therefore, Wang Zhong thought of a few serious problems. First, the company did not promote Zhang Yuan and did not promote him. Although he was a genius in this day and age, he had to promote, and even create hype in order to be known by more people and increase his fame. This had become an unspoken rule. Thinking about it carefully, many so-called big shots did not have many classic songs that were worth listening to. There were many of them, and a few examples could be given. These big shots relied on creating hype, buying fake reviewers, creating scandals, and overwhelming advertisements and activities to remind people that they were superstars. Nowadays, buying fake reviewers had become an unspoken rule. Even if they were just getting off a plane, they would be surrounded by a large number of people as if they were afraid that people would not know. It was really embarrassing. Another reason was that many people thought that Zhang Yuan was an online singer. Therefore, they looked down on him and thought that he was tacky. It was like a female singer who mocked a male singer in public, saying that his songs were suitable for farmers. From this, it could be seen that there were also people who looked down on singers. Although the songs were very popular online, the singer himself was not popular. In other words, the singer was popular, but the singer was not. In fact, Wang Zhong felt that those who looked down on online singers always thought that only singers from official record companies were superior. To be honest, this was actually looking down on public opinion. There were many people who liked a song. To label a song that the netizens liked as tacky was not only disrespecting the singer, but also looking down on public opinion. At that time, Teresa Teng's songs in the 1980s were looked down on and said to be tacky. But even so, those who said that still liked to listen to her songs in private. This was called the law of the true fragrance could not be escaped. What kind of song was not tacky? Was it only the songs of big stars at galas that were not tacky? But at galas, how many songs of big stars were loved by the people and widely sung? Most of the so-called elegant songs had already been abandoned by the people. Therefore, a few days ago, Wang Zhong thought about it and decided to use this song, "Don't Say You Love Me When I'm Lonely." After Wang Zhong finished speaking, many people who had previously scolded Wang Zhong were shocked by Wang Zhong's song. But they were still unconvinced and continued to scold him. Although the song just now was not bad, who knows who wrote it? There must be someone behind it. It would be strange if this song was still so good. Many people scolded, but of course, there were also many who defended him. But most people were still in a wait-and-see mode. Many people wanted to see if Wang Zhong's song would still be so good. Chapter 352. Sister Lu, have you heard the song "Don't Say You Love Me When I'm Lonely"? Tony asked curiously at the door. Lu Jelly shook her head and said, "I know the name but I've never heard it before." "Then why did you let him sing? This song's title is so long. It's destined that this song won't go far." Tony said helplessly, "For a song, it's easier for people to remember it if the title is short." "You're talking nonsense. If it's a good song, there's no need to be afraid that no one will listen to it." As Lu Jelly spoke, Wang Zhong had already started singing. At that moment, many people in the company were curious and wanted to listen to the song. "The gentle night breeze blows gently, my heart is calm and lonely. When I want to forget love and live bravely, who came to my side to sing a love song?" Surprisingly, at that moment, there were no comments in the comment section. Of course, it wasn't because it was bad but because it was too good. Many people wanted to listen to the song carefully. "Don't say you love me when I'm lonely, unless you can give me happiness." Wang Zhong continued to sing in a high-pitched voice. Feng Xiaoxiao, who was at the side, was stunned. This song was really too good. Furthermore, as Wang Zhong continued to sing, the number of fans in his live broadcast room also increased rapidly. Finally, the song was almost finished. At this moment, the comment section seemed to have exploded, and all of a sudden, there were many comments. "It's too good. I want to learn this song. I want to listen to it. To be honest, this song is really good. Host, if you can come up with songs of this standard in the future, I'll send you more gifts." "Me too." Wang Zhong took a look. During this period, the gifts had increased by a lot. What surprised him was that the video of his live broadcast had been recorded by the website. It was now on the front page for people to replay. Originally, Wang Zhong wanted to continue singing, but Lu Jelly asked him to come down from backstage. After saying goodbye to the fans, Wang Zhong walked backstage and asked, "Why didn't you let me continue singing?" "It's about time. These two songs have already pushed you to the top of the live broadcast charts. You can sing the next song in a few days to maintain the popularity," Lu Jelly explained. "All right then." Wang Zhong nodded. "Then it's about time for me to learn how to act, right?" Lu Jelly rolled her eyes. "I really don't know what you're thinking. You can become famous by singing, but you still want to learn how to act." "Money doesn't matter. It's my passion," Wang Zhong explained. "All right, I happen to be free tomorrow. Come with me to the set of A Countryman." After leaving this place, Wang Zhong went home and watched some movies, pondering over the acting skills of some people in the movies. In the evening, when Wang Zhong was about to have dinner, he suddenly heard Shen Shuangshuang exclaim, "Big Brother Wang, hurry up and watch TV. Hurry up and watch." The little girl was so excited that she couldn't wait to run into the kitchen and pull Wang Zhong out. "What's wrong?" Wang Zhong was curious. "It's about you. The entertainment news is broadcasting you." Wang Zhong himself was also shocked. In theory, there were many live broadcasters every day, but it was almost impossible for them to have a television program broadcast. Furthermore, he was just a newcomer. How could they broadcast him so quickly? In the end, the TV was broadcasting him. It mainly introduced Wang Zhong's songs. In just a day or so, the two songs were in the top 50 of the hot search list. "Sure enough, your name is in the hot search list," Shen Shuangshuang said excitedly while holding the phone. Wang Zhong was very surprised. He expected that the two songs would be liked by many people, but he didn't expect it to be so fast. But no matter what, it was a good thing. Early the next morning, Wang Zhong went online and looked at some music websites. His music was now in the top position of some music websites, and the number of downloads was very high. Although Lu Jelly is fierce, her efficiency is quite high. Wang Zhong was thinking in his heart when Lu Jelly called. They had originally agreed to take him to learn acting today. So early in the morning, Lu Jelly drove to Wang Zhong's house. After saying goodbye to Shen Shuangshuang, Wang Zhong went downstairs and got into Lu Jelly's car. "After we get there, because you are still a newcomer, you can learn for the time being. What do you think?" "Okay." Lu Jelly nodded. The car soon arrived at the suburbs. This place was in the wilderness beside a field. Before he got out of the car, Lu Jelly said, "It's just in front." After getting out of the car, Wang Zhong saw 7 or 8 people under a big tree not far away. After all, it was a small crew, so there weren't many people. Wang Zhong had learned about the village men before. It was a story about a group of people in the village who were single and then struggled to earn money to marry a wife. The most important thing was that the story was funny. There were many things in the story that made people not know whether to laugh or cry. "Sister Lu, you're here." As the protagonist and also the director, Chan Xiang noticed Lu Jelly coming over. He smiled at Wang Zhong and said, "You're here." Lu Jelly had told Chen Xiang before that Wang Zhong would come, so it wasn't strange. The two sides exchanged a few pleasantries. Then Chen Xiang let Wang Zhong learn from the side. Although the short funny video was only a few seconds, the team behind it had put in a lot of effort. With so many people, it was almost evening before it ended. During this time, Wang Zhong also helped to get some equipment. He learned a lot from these people's acting. For the next 3 days, Wang Zhong came to the crew to learn every day. Unfortunately, the crew was the original cast, so Wang Zhong could only learn and didn't have the opportunity to act. 3 days later, Wang Zhong felt that he couldn't learn much. So, he asked Lu Jelly if there was a systematic place to learn acting. "Yes, there is." On the way back, Lu Jelly sighed. She could now see that Wang Zhong really didn't care about money. He was more interested in acting. "Sometimes, our company does train some artists. I'll take you to see it tomorrow." The next day, Lu Jelly took Wang Zhong to the city center. It was a place called the Physical Performance Training Center. After entering the building, Wang Zhong and Lu Jiali went to the 5th floor. This floor was separated into large rooms by glass walls. Through the glass, one could see that some people were learning to dance, some were practicing yoga, and some were rehearsing some kind of drama. Lu Jiali took Wang Zhong to the rehearsal room. There were both men and women in the room. They were all handsome men and beautiful women. A group of people looked over curiously. Someone immediately recognized Wang Zhong. Isn't this the streamer who sang "Don't Say You Love Me When I'm Lonely" a few days ago? Yeah, I saw that live broadcast too. He sang really well. A few handsome guys' eyes lit up. They couldn't wait to get close to him. On the other hand, a few girls looked at Wang Zhong curiously. They couldn't understand. This person didn't have a name before. How could he sing so well? At this time, the instructor, Li Hongwei, walked over. Li Hongwei was a man. He was already in his 50s. He was a veteran actor. Now, he was basically a third-rate actor. When he had nothing to do, he would teach some students how to act. This is Teacher Li Hongwei. Lu Jiali introduced to Wang Zhong. Teacher Li, this is the Wang Zhong I mentioned to you before. He is very interested in acting. It's good to be interested. But it's strange. You can sing so well, but you still want to act? Be careful not to be distracted too much. It will affect your future. Li Hongwei said kindly. I understand. Wang Zhong smiled. It's just an interest. Okay. Li Hongwei saw that Wang Zhong had made up his mind. He didn't say anything and started to teach him how to act. He was indeed a veteran actor. The content he taught was very down-to-earth and easy to understand. What kind of acting is it? First of all, you need to be immersed in the role. Only when you are immersed in the role can you play it well. After that, it was facial expressions. A good actor would quickly immerse himself in the role. If you were asked to cry, you would cry immediately. If you were asked to laugh, you would laugh until tears came out. After that, it was a kind of temperament that came from the inside out. A good actor, no matter what role he was playing, as long as he stood there and changed his expression, he would be able to bring out the temperament of the character. For a week, Wang Zhong would check in every day to report in. During this period, he didn't deliberately enter the game. After all, he realized that the more he understood the acting industry, the more he needed to learn. Unfortunately, the game wouldn't wait forever. Finally, one night, Wang Zhong was watching a movie when a notification appeared in front of him. Game is loading. Wang Zhong's eyes narrowed. The game is starting so soon? Thinking about it, it had been more than 10 days. It was about time. Oh well, I've learned so much recently. It's time. Reincarnated character. Farmer's son Sun Lianjie character's resume. Sun Lianjie was born in Group 5 of Songhai Province's Shaoxi village. The people in the village were very poor. One day, a film crew came to the village to film some children's lives. After seeing these people driving good cars and wearing fashionable clothes, Sun Lianjie suddenly had a wish. He wanted to be a celebrity, a famous celebrity. Mission objective. I want to be a celebrity. I want to be a famous celebrity. Mission completion reward. Random experience points. As the white light flashed, Wang Zhong didn't have time to react. He felt a chill beside him. I was born just like that. Isn't this too fast? Wang Zhong was complaining when he heard a voice. Mother of the child, it's a boy again. Let's sell him. Chapter 353. The child's mother, it's a boy again. Let's sell him. Wang Zhong was shocked when he heard it. So unlucky. You want to sell me at the beginning? Fortunately, a slightly tired female voice said, Sell. You have sold all the belongings at home, and now you want to sell your son. The child is my flesh and blood. You are not allowed to sell him. The family can't afford to raise him. The child will suffer with us. I'll tell you. I contacted a rich family. They can't give birth to a son. They said that as long as he is healthy, they can pay for it. 30,000 yuan. The male voice continued to persuade. Our harvest this year is not good. The chickens were all killed by the weasels on the mountain. The family can't eat. Let's sell it. In addition to you and me, there is a son and 2 daughters to raise. I don't agree, Sun Zhong. You go out to work with Huang Yukai. The construction site is moving bricks. There are more than 100 yuan a day. I can't do it. It's too tiring. Sun Zhong hummed. Suddenly, when the woman was not paying attention, he directly picked up Wang Zhong. This time, Wang Zhong's eyes were not open, so he only felt that he was picked up. What is he doing? Sun Zhong, what are you doing? I have talked to the family. I have received the money. Don't talk about it. I am going to send the child. After that, Sun Zhong wrapped Wang Zhong with clothes and left without looking back. Sun Zhong, don't. The woman shouted in pain, but Sun Zhong had already gone out with Wang Zhong. The 3 children outside the door were also frightened and kept crying. Dua, go and call your grandpa. Just say that his son wants to sell the child. Go. Dua was already 7 years old. Although he was afraid, he understood and quickly ran out of the house. Wang Zhong felt very sad at the moment. Even if he was poor, his father was still a lazy man. He didn't go out to work to make money. He just wanted to sell his son to make money. How could there be such a person in the world? It was a pity that he was just born. He hadn't even opened his eyes yet. He couldn't stop anything at all. This child doesn't cry or make trouble. Sun Zhong muttered as he ran. De Zhong, what are you going to do? A villager in the village greeted him. Because Sun Zhong had deliberately placed Wang Zhong in a large basket, the others did not see Wang Zhong. Let's go up the mountain and get some game to eat, Sun Zhong shouted with a grin. Game? Your wife is about to give birth. Yeah, soon, Sun Zhong replied casually. At this time, a man wearing a suit and riding a motorcycle came from the front. The person who greeted him before shouted, Huang Yukai, did you go out of the city to buy meat again? Yes, my wife is about to give birth, so I bought a few chickens to nourish her body. Huang Yukai responded with a smile. The motorcycle stopped next to Sun Zhong. Sun Zhong, your dad told me a few days ago that he wanted me to take you to work in the city. When our wife is out of confinement, let's go together. Sun Zhong replied without turning his head, I found a better job. Better work. Huang Yukai frowned. Seeing that Sun Zhong's attitude wasn't very good, he said, Okay, I will go first. The motorcycle sounded, and Huang Yukai left directly. When he left, Sun Zhong couldn't help but snort. What's the big deal? Didn't you just buy a new motorcycle? When I sell my son, I will also buy one. Wang Zhong listened to these complaints and felt even more helpless. After walking on the mountain road for a while, suddenly there was a voice behind him. Ah Zhong. Sun Zhong stopped, and his face changed greatly. Dad, why are you here? Where are you going? Asked Sun Zhong's father, Sun Dazhuang. I'm going to the mountain. The mountain? Sun Dazhuang snorted. He came over and grabbed the basket in his hand. Looking closely, Wang Zhong was really in the basket. Sun Zhong, how can I have a son like you? You even want to sell your own flesh and blood. Are you still a human? Sun Dazhuang almost roared. Dad, you listen to my explanation. Don't explain. Just pretend that I don't have a son like you. Sun Dazhuang domineeringly carried Wang Zhong and left. But Dad, I have already taken the money. Wang Zhong breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, his grandfather came in time. Otherwise, he would really be sold. In the blink of an eye, a year had passed. Today, although Wang Zhong still couldn't walk, he was already familiar with everything at home. As he guessed, this world was a modern world. However, it wasn't an exaggeration to say that his family had only 4 bare walls. Including him, there were 4 children in the family. The eldest son, Sun Lianfu, was already 8 years old. He was young and had to walk a lot of mountain roads every day to go to a school at the foot of the mountain. The second daughter, Sun Lianmei, was now 6 years old. After this year, she would also walk the mountain road with her eldest brother, Sun Lianfu, to go to school early in the morning. The third daughter, Sun Lianli, was now 3 years old. Although she was young, she was already very sensible. She often drove the family's 3 lambs and some ducks to the mountain behind the house to graze the lambs. When her mother was working in the field and had no time, Sun Lianli also took the responsibility of taking care of Wang Zhong. The reason why these children were all called Sun Lian was that their mother's name was Huang Lianying, and there was a Lian in her name. Grandfather, Sun Dazhuang, said that the child's name had a character in each of the parents' names. It could protect the child's safety. Therefore, Wang Zhong also gave himself the name Sun Lianjie. He hoped that Wang Zhong could be an outstanding person in the future and be rich. In fact, although this place was a mountain village, not every family was so poor. Many villagers went out to work. Although it was hard, they still made a lot of money. For example, Huang Yukai, the first person in the village who bought a motorcycle, worked as a cement maker on the construction site outside. He could earn a lot every year. Not only did his family buy a motorcycle, but they also repaired the old house. This year, his wife also gave birth to a daughter. The family lived a good life. Unfortunately, his father was too lazy. At home, in addition to drinking every day, he went to the village entrance to play mahjong with others. He didn't do the housework, didn't go to the field, and didn't go out to work. The whole family relied on their mother, Huang Lianying, to farm and eat. Sometimes, their grandparents would help to take care of the children. The family lived a hard life. Come, Lianjie, let's eat. Huang Lianying picked up Wang Zhong, and the family ate together. Looking at the pile of food on the table, Wang Zhong sighed. Cabbage and tofu soup, stir-fried vegetables, and a small dish of pickled vegetables. As for the food given to him, it was rice porridge. Because the family was poor, there was no need to think about milk powder. There was no food at all, so they could only use rice porridge instead. The children of the poor in the mountain village were raised this way. Wang Zhong was also very helpless, but in order to grow up quickly, he ate a lot every time. At the table, there was only their family. As for his father, at this time, he was still playing mahjong outside. Fortunately, he didn't play big, otherwise, Wang Zhong was worried that he would lose a lot of money. In the blink of an eye, half a year had passed. Wang Zhong finally stumbled and learned how to walk. Every day, seeing his sister and brother working in the field with Huang Lianying, while his father was drinking at home, Wang Zhong felt uncomfortable in his heart. Dad, can you stop drinking? Mom is working so hard. Why don't you do anything? When it was almost night time, Wang Zhong couldn't help but say when he saw his father, Sun Zhong, take out a barrel of old rice wine and eat some leftovers from lunch. Oh ho! Sun Zhong burped, turned his head and said, "Good boy, you're so young and you're already controlling your father. Our family is so poor, you should be working." Wang Zhong said expressionlessly, "You brat, you know nothing." Sun Zhong had just drunk 2 big bowls of rice wine in a row. Obviously, he was a little drunk. He picked up a chopstick on the table and threw it at Wang Zhong. Ouch! Wang Zhong's head was hit immediately, and he grimaced in pain. "You know the pain now? If you dare to be rude to your father in the future, I'll beat you." "Ah Zhong, what are you doing?" Hearing the scolding in the room, Huang Lianying came in with a dustpan, followed by her 3 children. "I'm teaching my son a lesson." Sun Zhong snorted. Chapter 354. I'm teaching my son a lesson. In front of his family, Sun Zhong's voice was always loud. He would never be modest to Huang Lianying. After being yelled at, the 3 children behind Huang Lianying were so scared that they hid behind Huang Lianying. They didn't even dare to breathe. They were really scared by Sun Zhong's scolding. Sometimes when Sun Zhong glared at them, these children would be scared and cry. Our son is right. You are my man. You are either drinking or playing mahjong every day. Can you go to work? Huang Lianying walked in and complained. Work, work, work. Isn't there food here? Look at what the children are eating. Look at Huang Yukai in the village. He is willing to take you out to work. Why don't you go? Speaking of this, Sun Zhong was unhappy. That Huang Yukai is a snob. My family is poor. Who wants to earn money with him? Wang Zhong was very angry. Being poor wasn't terrible. What was terrible was being poor. The poor were righteous. The poor took it for granted. The poor thought that he was right and everyone was wrong. Lazy man. This is the standard lazy man in the village. I really don't know why my mother married him. How can you say that? He has good intentions. If it weren't for me and Huang Youcai's wife herding sheep together when we were young, he wouldn't be willing to take you. Huang Lianying was also a poor woman. As she spoke, tears fell uncontrollably. It's really annoying. Let me tell you. You are not allowed to contact his family in the future. Otherwise, I will break your legs. Then you have to make money. Do you know that your father is not in good health recently? He often says that his stomach hurts. Huang Lianying said with grievance. Hey, it's best if that damn old man dies. I tell you. He should have saved tens of thousands of yuan. If he dies, the money will be ours. Huang Lianying said angrily, he is your father. If it weren't for him, you would have sold your son. Don't talk to me about this. If it weren't for you, I would have bought a motorcycle. Would I still be bullied by Huang Yukai? Sun Zhong scolded and took another sip of wine. He glared at Wang Zhong. Look at this kid. He dares to glare at me. I will let you glare at me. Sun Zhong grabbed a bowl on the table and smashed it at Wang Zhong. Ouch. Wang Zhong clutched his head. It was bleeding. What are you doing? Huang Lianying was shocked and rushed over. Get lost. This brat is disobedient. As his father, I have to teach him a lesson and let him know who's the boss. You are not allowed to bully our son. Huang Lianying pushed Sun Zhong and spilled all the wine on the table. F***ck, my wine. When Sun Zhong saw that all the wine had been spilled, he immediately felt distressed and anxiously stomped his feet. All the wine has been spilled. What do you want me to drink later? After saying that, Sun Zhong slapped Huang Lianying's head. You've gone too far without a beating for 3 days, haven't you? You don't know who's the boss in this family, do you? Sun Zhong, who had drunk a little too much, suddenly lost his temper. He grabbed the broom on the side and slammed it at Huang Lianying. Wang Zhong's expression changed, and he hurriedly said to the children at the door, Brother, sister, quickly go and call Grandpa. In this family, only Grandpa Sun Dazhuang could control Sun Zhong. The 3 children quickly ran out. At this time, Huang Lianying did not dare to fight back. She could only hold her head and endure the beating and scolding. Finally, Grandpa Sun Dazhuang and Grandma Song Lian ran over. Sun Dazhuang scolded, You only know how to be a tyrant at home. You don't do work, and you dare to hit your wife and children. Sun Dazhuang held a rolling pin in his hand and threw it at Sun Zhong. Sun Zhong was obviously afraid of Sun Dazhuang. He was beaten until he did not dare to fight back. Finally, he ran to the door and scolded, I'm going to play mahjong. Woo woo woo. After they left, Huang Lianying sat on the ground and cried. Grandma Song Lian sighed, Huang Lianying, it's really wronged you, AI. This unfilial son. How can I have such a son? Grandpa, thank you. Wang Zhong walked to Sun Dazhuang and said, AI, good grandson. You see, your forehead is bleeding. Sun Dazhuang said and coughed. Wang Zhong looked and saw blood in his mouth. Grandpa, you're sick. Sun Dazhuang waved his hand and laughed. This is not an illness. Grandpa is old. Mom, in a few days, let's go out of the city. Take Dad to the hospital in the city. I saw on the news that he often coughs. It's a lung disease. Huang Lianying wiped her tears and said, I think so too, but this damn old man is not willing. Sun Dazhuang snorted, I know my own body. Even if there is something wrong with it, I won't go. With that said, Sun Dazhuang picked up his pipe and said as he smoked, I'm already old anyway. There's no point in wasting money. I'll save some money for my 2 grandsons to marry. When the time comes, I'll have a better life and strive to work in the city. It's better than staying in this poor ravine. Lianying, you should eat. I'll cook some dishes for you. Song Lian went out of the corner and started a fire. Huang Lianying cleaned up the dishes. Wang Zhong sat next to his grandpa and looked at the quiet and peaceful village outside. He felt helpless. He had to grow up early and strive to live a good life. In the following days, his mother Huang Lianying and father Sun Zhong basically quarreled every 3 days and had a big quarrel every 5 days. Grandpa Sun Dazhuang's health was deteriorating day by day. Sometimes Huang Lianying, Wang Zhong and the other children said that when they were young, Grandpa Sun Dazhuang's health was very good. He worked faster than others in the field, even when he was old. But since he fell sick, it was obvious that he lost weight quickly. In just a year, Grandpa Sun Dazhuang could no longer work in the field. He could only sit at the door and sigh. In the blink of an eye, Wang Zhong was 4 years old. Like his brother and sister, Wang Zhong also learned to work in the field at such a young age. On this day, Wang Zhong and Sun Dazhuang were peeling peanuts in front of their house. Suddenly, they saw Sun Zhong walking over from afar. Dad, give me some money, Sun Zhong said as soon as he came over. He knew that the old couple had saved some money for the coffin. You don't work all day, and you expect me to give you money? Sun Dazhuang naturally did not give it. He even scolded, get lost. Sun Dazhuang's health had deteriorated over the past 2 years. Now, he was out of breath when he walked. Therefore, Sun Zhong was no longer afraid of him. He snorted and said, Dad, I need this money urgently. Someone outside will take me to do big business. After so many years, how could Sun Dazhuang not know his son's character? Therefore, he snorted and said, if you don't have money to do business, then work for a few years. When you have money, then do business. Anyway, you are still young. You can do it slowly. Sun Zhong said anxiously, how can you say that? The opportunity to make money waits for no one. Think about it. If you miss this village, there won't be such a shop. Just give me the money. Your mother and I don't have money. Nonsense. You must have saved tens of thousands. If I say no, then no. Sun Zhong was unhappy and muttered, you don't have many years left to live. Isn't it better to give me the money early? Anyway, the money will be mine sooner or later. What are you talking about? I'm not dead yet. Are you cursing me? Song Lian came out with a basket of peanuts and said anxiously, old man, don't be angry. Be careful of your health. Song Lian shouted at Sun Zhong, your father is already so sick. Are you trying to anger him to death? How am I angry? To be honest, if you die, the money will be mine sooner or later. Give me the money early so that you can be at ease, right? Sun Zhong said nonchalantly. Bastard, I'll beat you to death. Sun Dazhuang looked for the stick on the ground, but at that moment, he clutched his chest and was unable to breathe. Huff, 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 huff. Sun Dazhuang's throat seemed to have been broken, and he couldn't stop trembling. His entire body fell to the ground. Grandpa, Grandpa. Wang Zhong immediately pressed Sun Dazhuang's chest and performed CPR. Song Lian was so anxious that her tears and snot kept flowing. She knelt on the ground and cried, old man, don't scare me. Sun Zhong frowned and muttered, don't tell me he's really dead? He's already so old. He saved tens of thousands. It will be mine sooner or later. If you don't give me the money, I won't burn paper money for you even if I die. Chapter 355. Fortunately, under Wang Zhong's cardiopulmonary resuscitation, Sun Dazhuang, who had almost died, came back to life. When he woke up, it was already night time. Fortunately, your youngest son is here. The village's barefoot doctor looked at Wang Zhong, who was sitting at the door, and nodded. What he did is called cardiopulmonary resuscitation. It's especially used in emergency situations. If it weren't for him, Uncle Sun wouldn't have made it. As he spoke, the barefoot doctor asked Wang Zhong, "Kid, how do you know about cardiopulmonary resuscitation?" "I saw it on TV. There was a black and white TV at home, and he could only watch 2 channels. He usually did not watch it, so Wang Zhong was actually just making things up." However, the adults would not delve into it, so they did not think much about it. They just praised Wang Zhong for being smart and awesome. In the end, the barefoot doctor prescribed some cough medicine and reminded Sun Dazhuang to go to the hospital for a checkup. If he was sick, he would be treated immediately. Sun Dazhuang answered casually. Wang Zhong could see that Sun Dazhuang had no intention of going to the hospital at all. For every poor person, a place like the hospital that treated illnesses and saved people was actually a scourge. A trip there would cost a few hundred yuan just for a checkup. Once they found out that there was a disease, spending tens of thousands of yuan was just a small amount. And their families might only have tens of thousands of yuan saved up. How could they be willing to go to the hospital? In Sun Dazhuang's words, he would endure it for the rest of his life. He would save the money for his 2 sons to get married. Over the years, the cost of getting a wife had increased. The local girls all looked for the city or those with good conditions outside. This led to many old bachelors in the village. Some families in the nearby villages often needed 2 generations of savings to afford a wife. In the blink of an eye, Wang Zhong was 5 years old. Because their family was poor, his second sister dropped out of school early and started to help the family with farm work. His eldest brother, Sun Lianfu, also dropped out of school early because he fought in school and his grades were not good. Occasionally, he would do farm work at home, but most of the time, he would follow some gangsters. Wang Zhong was very anxious when he saw this. If big brother Sun Lianfu continued like this, sooner or later, he would go astray. "Mom, big brother doesn't go to school anyway. Why don't you talk to Uncle Huang Yu Kai and take big brother to work in the city?" Wang Zhong suggested that night. Hearing this, Huang Lianying agreed that it was indeed a good idea. Previously, she had been so anxious that she didn't think about that. That night, Huang Lianying told Sun Lianfu about it. "Son, you are the eldest. Our family conditions are not very good. Why don't you follow Uncle Huang Yu Kai to work in the city?" When Sun Lianfu heard this, he was quite happy. "Can I do Uncle Huang's work? Can you make as much money as him?" "Of course." Huang Lianying smiled dotingly. "When you make money, Mother will help you to marry." "That's great, Mom. I want to make a lot of money. I won't let Dad bully you anymore." Although Sun Lianfu fought and played with a group of punks outside, he loved his family at home. After that, she picked up the youngest Wang Zhong and said with joy, "Brother, when your brother becomes a boss, I will take you out to live a good life and work with me." Wang Zhong complained in his heart, "I want to be a big star." After that, Huang Lianying coaxed her second daughter and third daughter to sleep. She and Sun Lianfu carried some eggs and prepared to go to Huang Youcai's house. Seeing that Wang Zhong didn't sleep, Huang Lianying was worried that her youngest son would be scared alone, so she carried Wang Zhong and went together. "Lianfu, after you go there, you call Huang Youcai Uncle Huang. His wife is Auntie Zhou. You have to be sweet with your words. He will definitely take you." On the way, Huang Lianying advised, "And I know, Mom. You can rest assured." Although Huang Lianfu was only 15 years old, his mind was very flexible. When they came to Huang Youcai's house, Wang Zhong was surprised. Although Huang Youcai's house was also a one-story building, the house was renovated very new. It was much better than their mud house. Before he went in, he saw Huang Youcai holding his daughter at the door to warm himself by the fire. Some meat skewers were in front of him. "Yo, Isn't this Huang Lianying? Auntie Zhou, who came out of the main house, saw Huang Lianying coming with her 2 sons. She smiled and moved a stool from the house. Come and sit. Zhou Wan, is your family warming themselves by the fire? Huang Lianying smiled. No, my daughter wants to eat meat. Coincidentally, Huang Yukai went to the mountain to get a wild rabbit. I am roasting it for my daughter. Wang Zhong glanced at his daughter in Huang Youcai's arms. He remembered that his mother said that her name was Huang Duoshui. She was born on the same day as him. That day, Huang Yukai bought a chicken and went home. He found that Zhou Wan had already given birth. The water on the ground flowed. He picked up Huang Duoshui, and the child peed all over the bed. Because of Duoshui, Huang Yukai gave Huang Duoshui such a name. Everyone in the family said that Huang Yukai was really talented. Although the little Huang Duoshui was still small, she had big eyes and soft black hair. She was a beauty. Her big eyes looked at Wang Zhong and the others. She was obviously very curious. Yo, Lianying, just come over to play. Why did you bring eggs? This family was good, so he spoke politely. Huang Lianying explained the matter, then she pulled Sun Lianfu and cried, My man is useless. He is lazy. I can't count on him in my life. Lianfu is not interested in learning now. Huang Yukai, the next time you go out of the city, take him to the construction site to learn. Uncle Huang, I will definitely listen to you. Sun Lianfu pleaded, in the future. You will be my master in the future. It's not a big deal. Okay, it's a small matter. I am familiar with the contractor. You will learn from me in the future. Huang Yukai smiled. Wang Zhong had a good impression of this family. Dad, the meat is cooked. At this time, Huang Duoshui, the child, couldn't help but take it, but she was scalded. She quickly retracted it in pain. Haha, be careful. I will get it for you. Huang Yukai smiled and said to Wang Zhong and the others, Come, let's eat together. After that, he gave a meat skewer to Huang Duoshui. Good daughter, give the meat skewer to Sun Lianjie. I don't want it. Huang Duoshui made a face at Wang Zhong. Lu. Wang Zhong certainly wouldn't play like a child, so he pretended not to see it. The family chatted for a while, and Wang Zhong was not polite. He took the meat skewer that Auntie Zhou Wan brought and ate it. Needless to say, it was quite fragrant. After that, Huang Yukai said that he would go to Shanghai City about a week later. There was a project there that would take about half a year. After returning home, Huang Lianhua began to pack her son's clothes. Son, the city is not like here. After you go there, you must remember to save money and do more work. Don't be lazy. Otherwise, the boss won't want you. We are rural people. We have to work hard. Wang Zhong climbed to the bed alone. Under the dim light, he could see his mother and brother chatting for a long time. Mom, you can rest assured. Huang Lianfu cried. I must be outstanding. Until Sun Zhong came back, his brother returned to his room. For the next 2 days, Sun Lianfu was preparing to leave home. He needed money to go to the city. His mother secretly took 500 yuan of private money. She was afraid that there would be no work in the city, and the food outside would be expensive. His mother baked more than a dozen pancakes and a large bottle of pickles. She was afraid that there would be no place to sleep outside, so she specially prepared a quilt. Needless to say, clothes. It could be said that the whole family was looking forward to Sun Lianfu's success outside. Brother, sister, I will leave in 2 days. I will get some fish for you tonight. Let's grill fish. Sun Lianfu was very happy these days. He, who didn't like to do farm work, took the initiative to say that he would go to the river to get fish. He was a good swimmer. Several times before, he went to the river with his village companions to catch fish and lobsters. Really? Then let's make a fire. Second sister Sun Lianmei said. Third sister Sun Lianli happily held Wang Zhong's hand and said with a smile, Let's eat grilled fish, let's eat grilled fish. However, Huang Zhong wasn't very happy. Instead, he reminded, brother, someone drowned in the river at the foot of the mountain last summer. It's better if you don't go. Sun Lianfu said indifferently, those people are not good swimmers. Your brother has been swimming there since he was young. Yes, brother is very good. Sun Lianmei said. You guys make a fire. I will get a few big fish and come back to grill fish. Sun Lianfu said as he picked up the basket used to put the fish and left. Then, the two sisters, Sun Lianmei and Sun Lianli, began to collect firewood and began to make a fire. Huang Zhong also worked, but now, as he worked, he would clear his throat from time to time. In the future, if he wanted to sing, he would need a good voice. Practicing his voice was the same as practicing martial arts. He had to start from a young age. Ah. La 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 la. Huang Zhong began to wash the dishes as he sang. But this time, his brother didn't return when it was dark. Why isn't brother back yet? As the eldest child, Sun Lianmei couldn't help but mutter. Chapter 356. The fifth batch of firewood had been added to the fire. Huang Zhong, second sister, and third sister had been sitting at the door for a long time, but the eldest brother hadn't come back yet. Soon, the sun was going down. An ominous premonition rose from Huang Zhong's heart. In the past, when the eldest brother went down the mountain to fish, he would come back in 3 or 4 hours, but this time. Finally, Huang Lianying carried a large bundle of grass and slowly returned home with her grandmother. These children are so big. Why are they lighting a fire at the door? Huang Lianying chatted with her grandmother. She was in a good mood recently. Her eldest son finally walked out of the poor ditch and became successful. In the future, he would be like Huang Yukai. He would make a lot of money, build a new house, buy a motorcycle, marry a wife, and have children. He would no longer have to suffer from his husband's anger. Mom. Seeing Huang Lianying coming over, Sun Lianmei was nervous. She was now 13 years old. She was already very sensible. She knew what it meant when her eldest brother didn't come home at this time. What's wrong? Huang Lianying saw that something was wrong. Where is your eldest brother? Eldest brother said that he went down the mountain to catch fish, but he hasn't come back yet. Sun Lianmei said and cried nervously. I don't know why he hasn't come back yet. He left at noon. What? Huang Lianying was so anxious when she heard it. Everyone in the village knew the river at the foot of the mountain. The water on the shore was very shallow. Many people often went there to fish. However, in some areas in the center of the river, there were many undercurrents. Even the best swimmer had an accident. Huang Lianying, something happened. At this moment, several people with flashlights suddenly came to the path toward their house. Go and see. Lao Zhang, who was fishing in the river at the foot of the mountain, said that he saw a young man missing in the river. The man looked like your eldest son. He is fishing now. Yeah, the clothes he wore are exactly the same. Your eldest son passed by my house today. He said that he was going to fish, so I came over immediately. Several villagers talked at once. Huang Zhong's heart thumped. What he was afraid of came true. For a time, Huang Lianying's legs were soft. Huang Lianying, where is Sun Zhong? Asked an old man. Village, playing mahjong at the entrance of the village. Huang Lianying answered almost weakly. 2 enthusiastic villagers hurriedly went to call for help. At this time, Huang Lianying was supported by someone. A group of people walked down the mountain in a panic. Huang Zhong followed along. After walking for more than half an hour, they finally arrived at the river. At this moment, the riverbank was brightly lit and surrounded by many people. Every time someone drowned here, the villagers nearby would come over to watch. Too tragic. He drowned at such a young age. I wonder whose child it is. He must be heartbroken. Do you see it now? You're not allowed to come here to catch fish in the future. A villager was educating his son. Wang Zhong ran very fast. His calves quickly ran to the riverside. He squeezed into the crowd to take a look. Sure enough, he saw his elder brother with his eyes wide open. His stomach was full and round. His whole body was blistered white. He had already breathed his last. Big brother. Wang Zhong was stunned. Although his elder brother had a lot of bad habits, he took good care of his younger brothers and sisters. But now he drowned. Lianfu, Lianfu. Huang Lianying rushed to the side of son Lianfu's body and wailed, Lianfu, you're about to go to the city. Why are you so stupid? It's not like there's no food at home. Why did you come? Lianying, don't be sad. The villagers comforted her. Unfortunately, Huang Lianying was too sad. Although her eldest son was not very good, he was more ambitious than his father. She had always hoped that her eldest son could make a lot of money outside. She did not expect him to die like this. Sob, sob, sob. How many times have I told you not to come to this place? Why didn't you listen? Son. At this time, Sun Zhong was also called over. Sun Zhong, it's all your fault. It's all your fault. Seeing Sun Zhong, Huang Lianying immediately thought of the past and shouted angrily. If Sun Zhong had not refused to go out to work, if Sun Zhong had not cared about the growth of his children, if Sun Zhong had not been irresponsible, her eldest son would not have died so tragically. In the end, her eldest son wanted to catch fish because their family was poor and had no meat to eat. Therefore, she vented all her anger on Sun Zhong. Give me back my son, give me back my son. Huang Lianying pulled Sun Zhong's neck. What are you doing? I didn't kill him. Sun Zhong angrily swung his hand. Huang Lianying was suddenly knocked to the ground and cried. Sun Zhong looked at the corpse with an ugly face and secretly cursed his bad luck. Then he said to an old man in the village next to him, Help me carry my son home. Although Sun Zhong did not care much about his family, he still had to do it on the surface. 2 days later, the Sun family held a zombie funeral. On the third day, the eldest brother Sun Lianfu was officially buried. On a piece of land that belonged to the Sun family on the mountain, there was a small grave, the grave of the filial son Sun Lianfu. Lianfu, you are fine down there. Mom will often come to see you. Huang Lianying cried and said. Wang Zhong and his 2 sisters were burning paper money as they sighed in despair. Seeing that the family's labor could make money, they did not expect that he would die. The most important thing was that when Grandpa heard that his eldest grandson had drowned, his illness became more important. With the death of Sun Lianfu, the family's work fell to the second sister Sun Lianmei. She was only 13 years old now. She should be at the age of school, but she already knew everything. My child's mother, old Wang from the neighboring village, said that our daughter is very beautiful. What do you think about marrying him? That night, Sun Zhong rarely bought a roast chicken home and said with a smile. Huang Lianying frowned. That old Wang is 30 years old. How can we marry him? And that guy is a cripple. How can our daughter marry a cripple? What's wrong with a cripple? He has money. He said that he will give us 50,000 yuan as a betrothal gift. Pa! Huang Lianying was so angry that her lips trembled. Even if I accept the betrothal gift, I will not marry my daughter to an old bachelor. And my daughter is still so young. She is not even 18 years old. I will not let her marry. Why don't you understand? You are really a fool to not earn money. Sun Zhong snorted, but he did not say anything. After all, his daughter had grown up. He could not force his daughter to marry. Wang Zhong had been paying attention to Sun Zhong's every move recently. There was one thing that was very strange. Sun Zhong did not play mahjong much recently. Instead, he was like before, asking Grandpa for money. The next day, Huang Lianying and her grandmother went to work as usual. As time passed, everyone gradually came out of the death of their eldest brother. With the death of their eldest brother, the responsibility of taking care of their younger siblings and doing housework fell on their second sister, Sun Lianmei. Wang Zhong took the initiative to drive the ducks and sheep to the mountain to help share the burden of the family. Brother, you have to take care of the ducks and sheep. They will be sold at the end of the year. When leaving, son Lianmei reminded him. I know. Wang Zhong curled his lips. In fact, he wanted to go out to herd the sheep for another purpose. That was to practice singing. If he sang too much at home, he might be treated as a fool by his family. Now, there were 4 sheep and 10 ducks at home. Because the duck pen and the sheep pen might be together, the ducks and the sheep had a good relationship. So basically, they went out together and went home together. Wang Zhong picked up a small bamboo pole, put on a sun hat, and put on his old white clothes. He then walked towards the fields with his slippers. 2 tigers, they run fast, they run fast. As he walked, Wang Zhong hummed a song. Because he was still young, Wang Zhong chose to sing mostly children's songs to practice his voice. La 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 la, I'm a little expert in selling newspapers. After singing a song, Wang Zhong changed to another one. Anyway, he only needed to spend some experience points to obtain these songs. He stopped under a big tree. A group of sheep and ducks began to look for food nearby. Wang Zhong took out the pancakes that his mother made. These pancakes were originally for his eldest brother to eat in the city. Now that his eldest brother was dead, he naturally gave them to them. Woof, woof, woof. At this time, a little yellow dog ran over. It stopped about 10 meters away and looked at Wang Zhong eagerly. Chapter 357. The dog was still very young, probably because it had just been weaned off its mother's milk. It was still walking crookedly. Who threw it? It was obvious that it was starving. It stared at Wang Zhong with fear and expectation, hoping that he would give it something to eat. Wang Zhong was amused. He tore off a small piece of pancake. Come, let's eat together. He threw the pancake to the dog. The dog was still young and didn't know how to be afraid of people. It ran over to eat the pancake. Munch munch. After a few bites, the small piece of biscuit was finished. After finishing it, it looked at Wang Zhong anxiously. Since he still had a piece of pancake in his pocket, Wang Zhong gave the rest to the dog. The dog was very excited after getting the pancake. It couldn't wait to eat it again. It scared the ducks at the side and they all stayed far away. Wang Zhong sat by the tree and looked at the picturesque scene. He sighed in his heart. This life is actually not bad. It's a pity that the family is not harmonious. He also thought about whether he should quietly get rid of Sun Zhong like he did in ancient times. But after thinking about it, he gave up. After all, this was a modern world. Not to mention a life, even a fight would attract the police. Xiao Huang, Xiao Huang. At this time, a young girl's voice was heard. The voice was very familiar. Wang Zhong looked over. It was indeed the child called Huang Duoshui. Her house was only a few hundred meters away from here, so it wasn't strange for her to appear here. Huang Duoshui walked unhappily. She called Xiao Huang as she walked. Wang Zhong's heart skipped a beat. Could it be that she was looking for this dog? Then he shouted, Huang Duoshui. Why are you here? Huang Duoshui had seen Wang Zhong before. Naturally, she knew him. When she came over, Huang Duoshui saw the dog eating pancake in front of Wang Zhong. She jumped over excitedly. Xiao Huang, why are you here? Then, Huang Duoshui's young face stared at Wang Zhong. Tell me, did you steal my dog? A child was a child. Her imagination. Wang Zhong laughed and said, I just came to herd the sheep. Why would I steal your puppy? I even gave it food to eat. Huang Duoshui said happily, thank you for feeding it. Where's your mother? Wang Zhong asked. Huang Duoshui squatted beside the puppy and stroked it while saying, my mom went to farm. You're so young, but you can already herd goats? Aha, Wang Zhong replied casually, thinking that he should hurry up and leave. He still needed to practice his singing. Unexpectedly, Huang Duoshui didn't leave. He ran to the side of a little lamb and wanted to ride it. Wang Zhong rolled his eyes and didn't bother with her anymore. He started to sing, two tigers, run fast. Wang Zhong had been practicing his voice since he was young, so his voice was pretty good. After listening for a while, Huang Duoshui said in surprise, "It's really nice. I want to learn it too." Kids were like that. Once they met kids of the same age, they would always want to play with them. If you want to learn, sing after me. Huang Duoshui was indeed talented in singing and had a good memory. She quickly finished singing Two Tigers. At noon, Wang Zhong ate the pancakes he brought with him. Huang Duoshui went home to eat. She didn't expect to run over after eating at home. When she ran over, Wang Zhong was climbing a tree to pick wild fruits. Wang Zhong didn't know the name of the wild fruit. His brother used to pick it for them. It was about the size of a small orange. It was sour, but it had a lot of water. There wasn't much to eat, so it wasn't bad to eat. "What are you doing?" It was the first time Huang Duoshui saw a child climb a tree. She was surprised. "You can actually learn to climb a tree like a monkey. That's amazing." Wang Zhong picked about 10 wild fruits and asked, "Do you want to eat? Can this be eaten?" After jumping down the tree, Wang Zhong wiped the wild fruits with his clothes and said, "Of course it can be eaten. My brother used to pick it for us." "Then I'll eat one." After taking the wild fruit, Huang Duoshui bit the fruit. With a poochie sound, water spurted out from Huang Duoshui's mouth. "Wow, it's delicious." Huang Duoshui was excited. "It's just a little sour." In the countryside, there wasn't much food and snacks. Therefore, many children were very satisfied to be able to eat a wild fruit that could be eaten. Huang Duoshui played with Wang Zhong until it was almost dark. When she saw Wang Zhong go home, she reluctantly went home. Wang Zhong drove the sheep and ducks home. When he reached home, he saw his mother sitting at the door crying. "What's wrong?" Wang Zhong rushed home and asked his second sister, Sun Lianmei. "Wu, our father stole Grandpa's money and ran away." "What?" Wang Zhong quickly ran to his grandpa's house next door. "Grandpa, Grandma, call the police and arrest him." Sun Dazhuang shouted angrily. Grandma wasn't in the house. He guessed that she had gone to call the police. "Grandpa, don't worry. We'll call the police immediately." "How long has our father been running away?" Wang Zhong asked anxiously. "He's been running for half an hour." Unfilial son," Sun Dazhuang wailed. He had just gone out to bask in the sun and was chatting with his wife in the back room. Suddenly, he heard a rustling sound coming from the house. At first, they thought that a big rat had entered the house. Then, Sun Dazhuang asked his wife to go in and take a look. They didn't expect to see their son, Sun Zhong, rummaging in their bedroom. At this time, Sun Zhong had already found a thick envelope. It contained their life savings. Although Song Lian chased after him immediately, she couldn't compare to the young and strong Sun Zhong. She was pushed away and Sun Zhong finally escaped. Unfilial son, Sun Dazhuang shouted angrily. "Grandpa, don't be agitated." "You can't be agitated now." Wang Zhong tried his best to persuade him, but unfortunately, it was too late. Sun Dazhuang felt a sweetness in his throat. Then, he spat out a mouthful of blood and collapsed to the ground. Sun Dazhuang left in a very heroic manner. "Grandpa, Grandpa! Dad!" Huang Lianying, who had entered the house, saw this scene and wailed. A few days later, there was a new grave beside Sun Lianfu's grave. It was Sun Dazhuang's grave. However, Sun Dazhuang was dead. Perhaps it was because Sun Zhong was afraid, but after he took the money, he disappeared into the sea of people and never returned home. Huang Lianying and the children didn't care about whether he came home or not. After all, he had never contributed anything to the family. Instead, he was a troublemaker. It was best if he didn't come home. Grandma's health had been deteriorating since Grandpa's death. A year later, there was another grave beside Sun Daxuang and Sun Lianfu's tombstones. It was Song Lian's grave. In just a year, the family had lost 3 people. Now, the whole family relied on their mother, Huang Lianying. Fortunately, the children had grown up. Although Sun Zhong took the money, they didn't starve to death. In modern society, as long as you had hands and feet, you could live well. Seeing that Wang Zhong's family was truly pitiful, the village had arranged for them to receive a subsistence allowance. Every month, they would receive a few $100s. During the holidays, they would also receive some food. This was a poverty alleviation policy, and Wang Zhong was quite grateful for it. Now, Wang Zhong was 8 years old. Although the family was very poor, because it was a subsistence allowance, Wang Zhong and his second sister, Sun Lianli, enjoyed the free tuition policy. Therefore, they both went to school. Every day, Wang Zhong woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning. After eating breakfast with his second sister, Sun Lianli, the two of them began to go out. Huang Duoshui also went with them. This child was the same age as Wang Zhong. The two families lived close, so they went to school together. The main thing was safety, and there was a companion. Although such a tough life was tough, there was no other way. Wang Zhong deeply understood the principle of knowledge changing one's fate. In reality, it was difficult for him to become famous even with so much money. But here he had nothing. Even if he had mastered so many songs, he still needed a diploma to become famous. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to go far. If others said that he didn't even need to go to primary school, he would receive countless disdain. It was fine in the early morning. Although it was cold in winter, they could still grit their teeth and walk out. But in summer, this place often rained heavily. Wang Zhong, his second sister, and Huang Duoshui often wore raincoats and rushed along the mountain roads. Their days were very difficult. Walala. In the spring of the year when they were 9 years old, it was pouring outside. This time, the rain was especially heavy. But as usual, Wang Zhong, his second sister, and Huang Duoshui put on their raincoats and walked out. Wow, what a big puddle! When they reached the foot of the mountain, the puddle in front of them was too big. As Wang Zhong's second sister was older, it was easy for her to walk over. However, Huang Duoshui didn't dare to. In order to train Huang Duoshui, Wang Zhong didn't carry her. Instead, he pushed her. Although her body was wet and covered in water, at least they reached school. However, what made Wang Zhong speechless was that Huang Duoshui didn't thank him. Instead, she was angry with him for a few days. Chapter 358. Children were children. After being angry for a few days, Huang Duoshui came over to play again on the weekend. On this day, Wang Zhong and second sister caught 2 rabbits and prepared to barbecue them. When Huang Duoshui came over and smelled the delicious meat, she couldn't move. Third sister, Sun Lianli, actually didn't like Huang Duoshui coming over. She didn't play with Huang Duoshui, so she hated it when the meat was given to her. It smells so good. Huang Duoshui squatted on the side. Because second sister and third sister didn't ask Huang Duoshui to eat, Huang Duoshui could only watch from the side. Wang Zhong found it funny and deliberately didn't give Huang Duoshui any meat. After skewering the meat, he put it on the fire and roasted it. After he was done, he sprinkled some salt on it and the aroma spread. Sun Lianjie, your meat looks so good. Huang Duoshui squatted on the side and said. Wang Zhong didn't even turn his head and said, of course. This is rabbit meat, and it's a very fat rabbit. As he spoke, Wang Zhong brought some chili powder. After dipping it in, he bit into it and said, delicious. It's crispy. Gulp. Huang Duoshui couldn't help but swallow her saliva. But after seeing Wang Zhong ignore her, she could only look at Sun Lianmei and Sun Lianli. Unfortunately, the 2 sisters didn't like her and ignored her. Sun Lianjie, your meat looks so good. Can you show it to me? Huang Duoshui asked. No, if I show it to you, what if you eat it? I won't eat it. I don't want to eat your saliva. Huang Duoshui said stubbornly, I'm just looking. Are you sure you won't eat it? Of course. I'm a dog if I lie to you. After speaking, Huang Duoshui followed behind her. Wang Zhong tore a piece of meat for Huang Duoshui to eat. Huang Duoshui was very excited and completely abandoned its master. It ran to Wang Zhong and squatted next to him. Seeing that Huang Duoshui was almost done teasing, Wang Zhong roasted 2 skewers and handed them to Huang Duoshui. I said that you're only allowed to look. Yes, I'm just looking. Huang Duoshui couldn't wait to take the skewer. He wanted to eat it, but he was afraid of embarrassing himself. Then he said, It smells so good. Can I smell it? Can't you smell it? Wang Zhong was speechless. This little girl was quite scheming. Step by step, she moved her mouth closer to the meat skewer. I can smell it, but I can't smell it clearly. Hey, if you want to eat, just eat. Seeing her so pitiful, Wang Zhong said, Thank you, Sun Lianjie. You're such a nice person. Huang Duoshui excitedly took a bite of the meat. In the following days, other than going to school, he worked in the fields. In the blink of an eye, Wang Zhong was 11 years old. On this day, the village chief gathered the villagers for a meeting. He said that there was an important meeting and gifts to be distributed. Huang Lianying took the 3 children and ran to the entrance of the village to get the gifts. After asking around, she found out that a film crew was coming to the village to shoot. This production crew was called Transfiguration. It was a new program about a child from a rich family in the city who came to the village to swap places with a poor family. The swap would last for about 3 to 4 months. It would let the children in the city experience the taste of poverty and change the bad habits of the children in the city. The children in the village would also go to the city to live in the rich family's house and experience the taste of being rich. Wang Zhong had also seen this program recently. It was quite popular. This time, the village chief gathered the villagers. He meant that the film crew wanted to find a poor family and arrange a child to swap places with the children in the city. I believe that everyone has seen this program before. I think it's very good. It has a great educational meaning for the children. The children will live in the city for a few months and can also broaden their horizons. The film crew also said that if we cooperate with them, the children will get a reward. The village chief held a loudspeaker and said to everyone. Hearing this, the people below began to whisper. Money? That's good. Isn't it? I just don't know how much it is. Those actors are rich. They must have a lot of money. There must be at least 30 to 50,000 yuan. As the village chief said that, he pointed to a middle-aged fat man in a suit behind him and said, This is the scriptwriter of Transfiguration. He will choose a suitable child to swap places with the children in the city for a few months. If anyone is willing, they can let their child come up. The middle-aged fat man smiled at the villagers and shouted, Everyone, don't worry. If the filming is done well, not only will there be a reward, but your child will also be able to go on the show. This is a good opportunity. If you become famous, your future will be limitless. He was actually drawing a big picture for everyone. However, everyone fell for it. A few parents couldn't wait to bring their children to the middle-aged fat man to see. Lian Jie, go and try. Huang Lianying hurriedly said to Wang Zhong. Wang Zhong nodded. This was a good opportunity to be on TV. Hence, he walked over. Huang Duoshui and a few other boys and girls went with him. At this moment, the middle-aged fat man said, Currently, we are choosing children from 9 to 12 years old. It's only limited to girls. Alright, girls of this age can come over. Wang Zhong originally wanted to go over. However, when he heard that only girls would be chosen, he stepped back in disappointment. Huang Duoshui and a few girls stood in front of the middle-aged fat man. There were a total of 10 children. Most of them had dark skin. In terms of appearance, Huang Duoshui was naturally the most beautiful. She had big eyes and soft black hair. She looked very mischievous. The most important thing was that Huang Duoshui's clothes were very clean. It was obvious that she was a girl who loved cleanliness. The middle-aged fat man didn't choose on the spot. He just asked his assistant behind him to take photos of the children and fill in some information. Then, he left. After that, the villagers each received a carton of milk from the production crew and went home happily. Huang Duoshui, do you want to be chosen? On the way home, Wang Zhong looked at Huang Duoshui curiously. No. Huang Duoshui held her mother's hand and said proudly. Wang Zhong was amused. Why? Why don't you like it? So many people will watch me on TV, Huang Duoshui said. The few adults who were walking together laughed happily. They all said that Huang Duoshui was still young. When she grew up, she wouldn't think so. Wang Zhong also sighed. What a pure and innocent child. In his heart, Wang Zhong actually didn't want Huang Duoshui to be chosen. It was very simple. Actually, there was no need to think about it. A child who had lived in hardship for a long time suddenly went to live in the city and had good food and drinks every day. After a few months, she would return to this poor ravine. Would the child be able to endure such a poor life? The answer was no. However, Wang Zhong felt that very few people would be able to adjust their mentality. It was easy to go from being frugal to being extravagant, but difficult to go from being extravagant to being frugal. It was a pity that God seemed to be joking with Wang Zhong. Among so many people, the production crew chose Huang Duoshui after several rounds of inspection. In their words, Huang Duoshui was a good-looking girl. A good-looking child would easily attract fans on the show. Moreover, once when they went to Huang Duoshui's house, Huang Duoshui sang while burning firewood. The song she sang was called Two Tigers. The production crew said that they had never heard this song before, but they felt that it was very nice. The girl also looked smart, so after much discussion, they all decided to choose Huang Duoshui. Sigh, if it's a disaster, I can't avoid it. When Wang Zhong heard the news, he almost burst into tears. Oh, I didn't expect to be chosen. In a few days, the production crew will take me to the city. I'm so nervous. On this day, when Wang Zhong was herding the sheep, Huang Duoshui came over to complain to him again. Together with her was the little yellow dog. Now that little yellow had grown up, it ran behind Huang Duoshui all day. Wang Zhong casually threw a wild fruit to Huang Duoshui and sighed. Huang Duoshui, if you don't want to go, you don't have to go. That won't do. My mother has already taken their money. Is that so? Wang Zhong sighed and looked at her. Then remember, although life in the city is good, you can't forget your original intention. Understand? What are you talking about? Who is my original intention? Why can't I forget? Wang Zhong was speechless. He found it difficult to explain to a child. However, in order to make Huang Duoshui feel better, he continued, what I mean is, although we are poor, we shouldn't envy others. We have to rely on ourselves. There are many things that you will know when you go to the city. Chapter 359. If an adult had heard this, they would have understood what Wang Zhong meant. Unfortunately, Huang Duoshui was just a kid in elementary school. She didn't know anything about this. She just mumbled a few words and ate the fruit. Sun Lianjie, I heard from my mom that we live in a big house in the city and the food is better than what we eat, Huang Duoshui said. That's why the conditions in the city are good. We have to work hard in the future, Wang Zhong replied. You're right, Sun Lianjie. You're so smart. You know so much at such a young age. Luckily, you taught me how to sing last time. When the crew heard my song, they asked me who taught me. Wang Zhong smiled. Looks like you like going to the city now. Yeah, my mom said that when we go to the city, my godparents will give me cake every day. Have you eaten cake before? Huang Duoshui asked curiously. Wang Zhong shook his head. In this poor village, they didn't even have biscuits, let alone cake. Everyone was used to being thrifty. I'll bring you a piece when we go. Huang Duoshui giggled. Because you're good to me. Your two sisters are so stingy. They don't even give me barbecued meat. I have barbecued meat here. Do you want some? Wang Zhong took out the barbecued meat skewers that he and his sisters had last night. They were supposed to graze the sheep and sing while eating. Seeing how cute Huang Duoshui was, he gave it to her. Wow, it smells good, but it's cold. You're so silly. Start a fire. Okay. Huang Duoshui happily started a fire. Looking at Huang Duoshui's back, Wang Zhong shook his head. He didn't know how Huang Duoshui would feel after going to the city. She would definitely like living in the city in the future, right? But this was normal. In this poor village, the girls who went out never came back. During the new year, they would bring their son-in-law back to stay for a few days. After the new year, they would go back to the city again. Some would work, and some would take care of their children. Everyone was trying to make a living. No one wanted to live a hard life in a poor village. A small bag of meat slices was pierced through by Wang Zhong with a washed bamboo stick. The meat slices were roasted over the fire, sizzling and emitting an enticing aroma. At the side, Goldie could not wait any longer. It kept whimpering, wanting to eat the meat. Wang Zhong calmly took out a few bones from his bag and threw them over. You even have bones? Seeing this scene, Huang Duoshui said in surprise. Yes, I got some last night. I thought I'd see your dog, so I gave it to your dog. Huang Duoshui added a handful of firewood to the fire, clapped his hands and said, By the way, I won't be home for a few days. Help me take care of this dog. Where's your mother? Although my mother is fine with it, the crew said that the girl from the city doesn't like dogs, Huang Duoshui said. All right then, I'll take care of it for you for the next few days. Thank you. Go ahead. The fragrance of the meat wafted out, and the two of them started eating. A few days later, as expected, a commercial car came to the entrance of the village and picked up Huang Duoshui. At the same time, a beautiful girl came to the village. Her name was Su Wan. She was the girl from the city who was going to exchange identities with Huang Duoshui in this episode. Her arrival first attracted the attention of the villagers. She was too beautiful, too beautiful. As soon as she got out of the car, Su Wan, who was wearing a red floral dress, looked around curiously like a doll. She was wearing a sun hat and seemed to dislike the big sun above her head. She pouted and muttered that she was going to be tanned. Especially when she saw the road on the ground, she felt even more uncomfortable. Director, I'm wearing new shoes. This is a muddy road. It will get dirty. The little girl didn't know that the director had already started shooting at this time. Except for some scenes that would be scripted, most of the content was more realistic. For example, now the director was preparing to integrate the real scene when the little girl just got out of the car into the beginning of this episode. Su-wen, this is your godfather and godmother's house. The roads here are all like this. You can go over, the staff behind the scenes persuaded. Okay. Su-wen snorted impatiently. Su-wen hated the environment here. She felt that not only was it poor, but it was also dirty. Especially the group of villagers who were watching her. It was as if they were looking at monkeys, which made her very uncomfortable. Under the lead of the director, Su-wen began to move into Huang Duoshui's house on this day. Moreover, according to the requirements of the contract, Su-wen was not allowed to wear her own clothes from this day onwards. She could only wear the ordinary clothes prepared for her. From this day onwards, she officially became a child in the mountains. She had to listen to whatever her godfather and godmother wanted her to do. Only then would the show be realistic. Wang Zhong would occasionally come over to take a look out of curiosity. This little girl named Su-wen was indeed quite beautiful, but she was very arrogant. For example, once when Huang Duoshui's father asked her to go outside to pick up firewood, she kept saying that it was dirty and was unwilling to go. Because of this, Huang Duoshui's mother even hit Su-wen. Su-wen flew into a rage on the spot and cried. Wang Zhong had a headache when he saw this. However, the crew was very satisfied with this situation. This was the effect they wanted. In the beginning, it was relatively difficult. However, after living here for more than half a month, Su Wen's arrogant temper was finally suppressed a little. This was because she also understood that no one in this place loved her. She could only be obedient. Otherwise, her godparents would punish her by not allowing her to eat. After Wang Zhong came over to take a look for a few days, he did not care much about this place. Because it was summer vacation, Wang Zhong basically herded sheep every day and then sang on the mountain. He had already made up his mind. After graduating from junior high school, he would strive to be admitted to high school. Although the cost of high school was very high, he was poor and there were subsidies for him. Moreover, with his current academic performance, he would be able to get a scholarship. Money was not a big problem. Blue sky, green lake water, green grassland, this is my home. Now that he was already 11 years old, Wang Zhong did not sing many children's songs. Now, he basically sang high-pitched songs. I love you, my home, my hometown. As the high-pitched voice sounded, the beautiful voice echoed on the mountain. This song was a very famous song by teacher Tenger. It was called Heaven. It was a good opportunity to train his high-pitched voice. However, Wang Zhong felt that his voice could not be pulled up when he sang high-pitched. Singing for a few days made him feel very comfortable. This was a carefree singing life. Hey! On this day, Wang Zhong had just finished singing when he saw Su Wen running over to greet him. He glanced behind Su Wen. This time, the crew did not follow her. You sing quite well. Su Wen walked in front of Wang Zhong proudly. It's all right. What's wrong? Nothing. It's just that I can hear your songs every day at home. Tell me honestly, are you deliberately singing for me here? Are you trying to woo me? As expected of a girl from the city. She already knew a lot at such a young age. Wang Zhong naturally shook his head and said, If you know me, you will know that I'm here to herd sheep and sing today. So you're here to herd sheep? What else do you think? You're so happy. You don't even need to take remedial classes, Su Wen said enviously. Wang Zhong was amused. We're poor. That's why we don't need remedial classes. You're so good. You're so well off. You're not satisfied with remedial classes. Su Wen nodded. That's true. You're too poor. By the way, what's the name of the song you just sang? Heaven. It's a song that praises my beautiful hometown. Beautiful my ass. It's too dirty and messy. What do you know? Wang Zhong replied angrily. Go, go. Those people from the production team will come looking for you later. You little brat, how dare you chase me away? Do you know how rich my family is? Su Wen said angrily. What does your family's wealth have to do with me? Humph, a country bumpkin will always be a country bumpkin. Serves you right for herding sheep. Su Wen snorted. Wang Zhong didn't pay any attention to this fellow and continued to lead the sheep to a place not too far away. Rumble. Suddenly, the originally clear sky rumbled with thunder. Chapter 360. Rumble. Oh, there's thunder. Su Wen glared at Wang Zhong and said, I'm not going to talk to you, country bumpkin. I'm going home. Wang Zhong shook his head. He was speechless at this city girl. It was about to rain, so Wang Zhong drove the sheep back. The rain continued for several days. As soon as the rain stopped, Wang Zhong ran to the field with his second sister and third sister. During the rainy season, many fish and prawns would crawl in when the water reached the field. It was a good time to catch fish and prawns. Big black fish, wow, so many prawns. The eldest sister carried a big bucket, and the three siblings caught a lot of big fish and prawns in a short while. After returning, the three siblings started barbecuing again. After many lifetimes of experience, Wang Zhong's barbecue skills had improved greatly. This was recognized by the friends nearby. To Wang Zhong's surprise, Su Wen ran over for some reason, followed by some people from the film crew. So your family lives here. Su Wen glanced at Wang Zhong's house. You're really poor. It's none of your business. What are you doing here? Wang Zhong said angrily. He now had a bad impression of Su Wen. My godmother asked me to go to the village entrance to buy soy sauce. I passed by your house. Then why aren't you going? I smell the fragrance. Your barbecue smells good, Su Wen said curiously. You live in the city. Haven't you eaten grilled fish before? My parents don't let me eat junk food, Su Wen said. Wang Zhong rolled his eyes at her. He realized that Su Wen really didn't know how to talk, so he simply ignored her. However, the smell was too fragrant. Su Wen said, Can you give me a skewer of grilled cushion carp? I'm not familiar with you. No. Wang Zhong refused without hesitation. As he spoke, Wang Zhong realized that the film crew was filming them. In an instant, Wang Zhong understood. In addition to recording Su Wen's life in the mountain village, the film crew was also recording the poor children. Sigh, he really consumes everything. Although Wang Zhong understood, there was nothing he could do. He was just a child in primary school. What right did he have to speak? I'll give you money. No need. Wang Zhong still shook his head. Woo woo woo. You're bullying me. To Wang Zhong's surprise, Su Wen burst into tears. Woo woo woo, I'm hungry. I want to eat. This scene was also well filmed by the crew, including Wang Zhong, who was in a daze. The director at the side was very excited. He gave a thumbs up to his colleagues and said, We finally made Su Wen cry. We can name the title of this episode. The village boy didn't give Su Wen barbecue. Su Wen cried anxiously. Wang Zhong can't stand the girl crying. In desperation, he can only hand her a string of fish. Hey, don't cry. Humph. Su Wen took the fish skewer and ate it. She said with relish, It's delicious. After she was done, Su Wen did not say thank you. She left without any hesitation and went to the village entrance to be a bystander. In the following days, Su Wen began to learn farming and cooking under the guidance of some scripts from the crew. After the rainy season, everything recovered. Wang Zhong began his days of herding sheep again. He had caught quite a lot of fish a while ago, so he had been grazing the goats for the past few days. At noon, Wang Zhong ate grilled fish in the field. He made a fire, put the fish on it, smeared some vegetable oil on it, and began to grill it. Although the conditions were harsh, the taste of the grilled fish was not bad. The little yellow dog had been following him recently. Just as he was about to eat, the dog suddenly barked. Wang Zhong turned around and frowned. It was Su Wen again. I saw you coming this morning. I didn't expect you to grill fish again. Su Wen swallowed a mouthful of saliva and deliberately pretended not to see the grilled fish. Wang Zhong snorted and said, We can't talk. Don't come near me. This land is not yours. Why should I care where I go? Su Wen said fiercely. This little girl has the potential to be a shrew at such a young age. Wang Zhong ignored her and sat down to eat the grilled fish by himself. Humph. Su Wen also lost her temper. She ignored Wang Zhong and walked up the mountain alone. What are you going to do? Wang Zhong could not help but ask. It's none of your business. Su Wen did not look back. Wang Zhong shook his head and continued to practice singing. To his surprise, more than 2 hours passed and Su Wen still did not come down the mountain. At this time, a few people from the crew came from the distance. Kid. A staff member handed a candy to Wang Zhong. Have you seen Su Wen? Wang Zhong did not take the candy and asked, I saw her. Why didn't you follow her this time? Her godmother asked her to come out to find firewood. We thought it was not far, but we didn't expect her to not come back. We have searched the nearby area, but we still haven't found her. Several staff members were very melancholy. This mountain was too big and overgrown with weeds. It was not easy to find someone. Kid, do you know where Su Wen went? I know. I'll take you there. Wang Zhong thought that since Su Wen walked along this road, she should not have gone far. So he asked a staff member to look after the sheep and ducks for him. He led these people to look for Su Wan. However, he did not expect that Su Wan was still nowhere to be seen when he reached the mountain. This is troublesome. Where did this little girl go? Several staff members were anxious. They wanted to take out their mobile phones to make a call, but they found that there was no signal on the mountain. It's going to be dark soon. Let's go back first and call more people to look for her later. Several people discussed for a while and let one person go down the mountain to call more people. The others split up to look for her. Young man, you should go back too. If you don't go back later, your parents will be worried. The staff member reminded him. It's okay. I'm familiar with this area. Seeing Wang Zhong say this, the others ignored Wang Zhong and began to look for Su Wan anxiously. Although Wang Zhong was not very interested in Su Wan, she was still alive after all. There were wild boars on the mountain, and there were many small ravines that could not be seen. At night, it was more difficult to find people on the mountain. So Wang Zhong thought about it and went back to Huang Youcai's house. He took a pair of shoes that Su Wan had worn, squatted down and said to the little yellow dog, "That little girl, you just saw her. Go and find her." This dog had been very sensible since it was a child. Recently, he often caught wild rabbits and some mice in the field with it. This time, Wang Zhong also tried to see if the dog could do it. The dog looked at Wang Zhong as if it understood. It barked and ran out. Wang Zhong hurriedly followed him out. Su Wan, Su Wan. The sky was completely dark. The people of the crew mobilized the villagers. Everyone went into the mountain with a flashlight to look for people. Wang Zhong was now following little Huang through the forest. The forest was too dense. Wang Zhong walked until his pants were worn out. Moreover, this place was a little far from the place where the crew was looking for people. Wang Zhong was a bit puzzled. Did Su Wan come here? Or is the little yellow dog running around? Little Huang, don't run around. If I find her, I will give you a few pieces of braised pork to eat. Wang Zhong muttered. Woof woof woof. Suddenly, the little yellow dog ran to the edge of a bush and kept barking at the grass. Ah! Woo woo, don't eat me, don't eat me. Hey, there's someone? Wang Zhong's eyes focused and quickly walked over. Unexpectedly, just as he walked over, his feet suddenly seemed to step on air and he fell. Walala! As he fell, Wang Zhong noticed that this place was actually a landslide. The reason why he didn't see it was because there was too much grass here, blocking the landslide. Woo woo bumpkin, it's you. Su Wan's voice came. Wang Zhong's heart skipped a beat. After feeling that he had only suffered some superficial injuries, Wang Zhong sat up. Everyone is looking for you. Why are you here? I was looking for firewood. Then I saw a rabbit. The rabbit was bleeding. I wanted to take care of it, but it ran far away. I chased after it. Then I got lost. As I ran, I fell here. I sprained my foot and couldn't walk up. Wang Zhong was speechless. Then you don't know how to shout? I shouted, but no one came. I'm tired and thirsty now. Chapter 361. Do you have anything to eat? Su Wan asked. I didn't bring anything with me. As soon as Wang Zhong finished speaking, the little yellow dog ran down the stairs with a rustling sound. Ah, dog, it's a dog. Make it go away. Su Wan seemed to be afraid of dogs and kept chasing it away. Little Yellow, come here. Wang Zhong called Little Yellow over. Little Yellow doesn't bite. What are you afraid of? I was bitten by a dog when I was young. I hate dogs the most. I can find you this time because of Little Yellow's help. Otherwise, I'm afraid you would have to spend the night here. Is that so? This dog is so smart. Su Wan was in disbelief. Wang Zhong did not explain and asked, Can you walk now? Under the moonlight, Su Wan pouted and shook her head. My right foot hurt so much. Hold on. Wang Zhong lifted Su Wen's foot and looked at it. He did not expect Su Wen to tremble in pain as soon as he touched it. It hurts so much. This is troublesome. Wang Zhong could see that although Su Wen's foot did not hurt the bone, it seemed to be sprained. Although this kind of injury would heal after lying down for a few days, the current situation was that they were in the wilderness. How about this? I'll call someone. Just as Wang Zhong was about to leave, Su Wen pulled him and said with a sad face, I'm scared alone. I think I heard a wolf just now. We don't have wolves here. No way, I clearly heard it. Besides, there are snakes here, right? It's so scary. Don't leave me alone. Su Wen held onto Wang Zhong tightly and said, Then I'll carry you. In fact, in this dark, Wang Zhong could not guarantee that he could bring the adults back the way he came after leaving this place. Su Wen accepted this suggestion helplessly. Wang Zhong first pulled her out of the small slope. I'm so thirsty. Su Wen swallowed a mouthful of saliva and said weakly, Wait. Wang Zhong looked up at a big tree on the side. There were many wild fruits on it. After plucking a few wild fruits, Su Wen took a bite out of curiosity. It's delicious. Su Wen was very excited. I didn't expect a country bumpkin like you to be so capable. You even know how to climb trees. I've already saved you and you're still calling me a bumpkin. Wang Zhong was very dissatisfied with Su Wen's rude attitude. Then what's your name? Sun Lianjie. Oh, that's a nice name. Since you saved me this time, I, Su Wen, will befriend you. I won't call you a country bumpkin in the future, Su Wen said domineeringly. Wang Zhong smiled and said, Then I'll have to thank you. Why does your tone sound so much like an adult's teasing? Su Wen asked while eating the fruit. Sun Lianjie, what do you want to do in the future? Why do you ask? She was indeed a child from the city. She was already thinking about her future at such a young age. Although she was a little spoiled, her vision was indeed very broad. Thinking about the future. You don't want to stay here forever, do you? Although the air here is better than in the city, you can't make money. These days, I've seen a lot of bachelors here. Don't tell me you want to be like them in the future. As she said that, Su Wen said to herself, I've already thought about it. I want to be a celebrity in the future. You want to be a celebrity? Of course, I want to act in a movie and be the female lead. Su Wen said longingly, Otherwise, why do you think I participated in this show? My parents said that if I participated in this show, I might become a child star from a young age. Then I have to congratulate you. I hope you can become a big star in the future, Wang Zhong said. Thank you. What do you want to be? Me. I want to be a star too. Su Wen curled her lips and said, You'd better be more down to earth. It's not easy to be a star. My family's conditions are good, so I can be a star. Do you understand? Wang Zhong naturally wouldn't explain anything to this little kid. He urged, Hurry up and eat. We'll be on our way after eating. Su Wen chattered and said, Don't be angry. I'm telling the truth. You don't have any background or money. How can you become a big star? How about this? Since you saved me, when you come to a big city in the future, I might ask my parents to introduce you to a job as a gatekeeper. You'll be more down to earth. Thank you for being a gatekeeper. Su Wen didn't hear Wang Zhong's ridicule and said, You're welcome. You're my friend. Of course, I'll take care of you in the future. When she was almost done eating, Su Wen clapped her hands and put the fruit in her pocket. She said, Carry me, but don't take advantage of me. Take advantage of you? You're flat-chested now. I can't eat it even if I want to. Humph, you're quite good at driving. You're not allowed to drive in front of me in the future. Su Wen threatened fiercely, Otherwise, when you come to Shanghai in the future, I won't introduce you to a job. Wang Zhong didn't want to talk to this kid anymore. Carrying Su Wen on his back, Goldie led the way and walked away. Fortunately, Wang Zhong grew up doing farm work. While he practiced his voice, he also trained his body very well. Therefore, carrying Su Wan on his back was not a problem. After walking out of the mountain, they soon met a staff member with a flashlight. "I found her," Wang Zhong shouted at them. "Wow, we finally found her." Soon, a group of people surrounded them. This time, it was a close call. Su Wan only suffered some minor injuries and was lying at home for the next few days. Although the crew was very worried about Su Wan's safety at first, after Su Wan returned safely, the director was very happy. After all, Su Wan went missing in the mountains. This was also one of the highlights of the show. For this reason, the next day, the director specially arranged for people to bring a lot of rice and oil to Wang Zhong's house. They said that they wanted to interview Wang Zhong. This is the little hero who saved Su Wan, Sun Lianjie. Sun Lianjie originally had an older brother and 2 older sisters in his family. However, his older brother died in an accident a few years ago. We can see that the little hero, Sun Lianjie, is very smart. At a young age, he took on the responsibility of the farm work and housework. Early in the morning, the cameraman was filming Wang Zhong's house. At the same time, someone introduced him to the camera. These would all be filmed in post-production. Wang Zhong didn't expect that because of what happened last night, the director would specially come to film him. They even gave him a nickname, the little hero of the mountain village. Because his mother had received a gift from the crew, he couldn't refuse to be filmed. Therefore, just like this, for several days, whether he was herding sheep or working in the field, he would be filmed. On the 5th day, the director even personally came to him and asked Wang Zhong to visit the injured Su Wan. "What? You want me to visit her?" Wang Zhong immediately refused. As he picked up firewood, he said, "Director, it's not that I want to say this, but I'm not familiar with Su Wan. You guys have been filming me for the past few days. You still want me to visit her? I don't want to be ignored." "Good boy, you know how to use idioms. Smart." The director and the surrounding colleagues laughed. "Kid, but Su Wan didn't say that to us. She said that you knew that she was missing and went through a lot of trouble to find her. You guys are now good friends." "I'm not going." Hearing this, Wang Zhong refused without hesitation. "Actually, this is a topic that our show needs to create. After all, Su Wan has lived here for so long and doesn't have any good friends. We want the audience to see how Su Wan gets along with her good friends." The director saw that Wang Zhong was so young and his logical thinking ability was very strong. Therefore, he took it seriously and explained it carefully. Wang Zhong understood. To put it bluntly, he would be on television in post-production. To be honest, this was an opportunity to increase his popularity. However, he didn't want to work for nothing. He said, "Of course you can go. However, my mother's health hasn't been good recently. If you can bring my mother to the city for a checkup or something, I'll agree to it." The director nodded without hesitation. "This is a small matter. I know a hospital director in Shanghai City. He can help." Huang Lianying, who was beside him, was a little embarrassed. She glared at Wang Zhong and said, "I've been having a stomachache recently. It's a small matter. I don't want to trouble you." "Director, don't listen to my son." The director waved his hand. "Sister, I think your son is very filial. This is a good thing. Besides, we filmed your son. It's only right that we pay." Chapter 362. Although the kind Huang Lianying was embarrassed to trouble the director, in the end, under Wang Zhong's request, Huang Lianying had no choice but to agree. In the past few months, his mother, Huang Lianying, had been complaining about stomach pain. Wang Zhong didn't know what was going on. He persuaded Huang Lianying to see a doctor several times, but Huang Lianying refused to go. Wang Zhong actually understood that Huang Lianying was afraid of spending money. This time, there was a rare opportunity. Wang Zhong asked the director to bring his mother. After the matter was settled, the director moved a small stool beside Wang Zhong. "Tomorrow, we will buy 2 boxes of milk for you. You can bring them to Su Wan. After that, the 2 of you can talk about whatever you want." By the way, didn't Su Wen say that you can sing? You can sing 2 songs at that time. The director gave a lot of instructions. This was said to be shooting Su Wen's real life in the countryside. In fact, there was some scriptwriter involved. Wang Zhong nodded and expressed his understanding. The next day, Wang Zhong came to Huang Youcai's house with milk. Sun Lianjie, you are here. Obviously, Su Wen didn't know that the reason why Wang Zhong came was arranged by the director. Inside and outside the house, there were cameras aimed at them at the moment. This made Wang Zhong somewhat helpless. He didn't expect his first acting to be like this. Taking a deep breath, Wang Zhong said, "Well, look at you. How are you feeling?" "I can get out of bed, but it's still a little swollen." At this time, Su Wen saw little Huang following behind Wang Zhong and said with joy, "The puppy is here too." "Are you not afraid of the dog?" asked Wang Zhong. "I am afraid, but this dog saved me after all," said Su Wen. The two chatted during the shooting. After that, Huang Youcai came in at the request of the director and chatted with Wang Zhong. He also heard from Su Wen that Wang Zhong could sing, so he asked Wang Zhong to sing a few songs. Wang Zhong thought that this was just a chance to perform, so he agreed. Blue sky, green grassland. This is my home. My home. My hometown. A loud and clear voice rang out, and the entire crew was stunned. Damn, this little kid's singing is pretty good. The director was also surprised. Well, it's really not bad. And I don't think I've heard this song before. What about you guys? I haven't heard of it either. Maybe it's a niche song? After Wang Zhong finished singing, the director asked Wang Zhong what the song was called. It's called Heaven, Wang Zhong said. Well, it's not bad. Su Wen, sing it now, the director said. Su Wen also liked to express herself. After memorizing Wang Zhong's song, she began to sing. After 3 consecutive days of filming, Su Wen and Wang Zhong chatted more and more, and their relationship became better and better. Of course, this was what Su Wen thought. Wang Zhong was just playing along. After Su Wen recovered from her injuries, she often ran up the mountain to play with Wang Zhong. The production crew seemed to want Su Wen to do this on purpose. Every time she went there would be a crew following her to record the daily life of Su Wen and Wang Zhong. In the blink of an eye, the production crew finally finished filming. That night, Wang Zhong was preparing firewood to cook at home when the door suddenly opened and Su Wen walked in. She held a cake in her hand and smiled. Sun Lianjie. Why are you here? Wang Zhong was curious. I'm leaving tomorrow. Su Wen looked at Wang Zhong and sat on the chair. You are a good friend I met here. Before I left, I bought you a cake. I specially asked the director to buy it for me. Thank you. Wang Zhong nodded. After getting familiar with Su Wen, he felt that although this girl was spoiled, she was still quite a good person. Well, when I'm free, I'll send you a letter. Su Wen knew that Wang Zhong's family was very poor. He didn't have a mobile phone at all, so she could only send a letter. Okay, you're home. Remember, don't throw a tantrum anymore. Work hard. I hope you will become a big star in the future. I will definitely. I also promise you that when you grow up, you can come to the city to find me. I will ask my parents to find you a good job. Su Wen nodded vigorously and said. Wang Zhong sighed. This was just a pure and innocent child. Maybe Su Wen said this sincerely at this time, but a few years later, when they grow up, maybe their thoughts will be different. Even if they are relatives, when they see that they are so poor, they can't wait to hide. A good friend who has only been with them for a few months is still a child. As time passes, sooner or later, she will gradually forget him. It is even possible that she will forget his name. However, this is Su Wen's intention after all, so Wang Zhong smiled and expressed his gratitude. Su Wen left the next day. When she left, she was very happy. It seems that she doesn't want to stay in this poor valley for a moment. After a few days, Huang Duoshui also came back. The people in the village knew that Huang Duoshui came back and curiously went to her house to ask about Huang Duoshui's life in the city. However, what is surprising is that Huang Duoshui didn't see anyone. She has been staying in the house alone. Only her parents occasionally sighed outside. It seems that they are very worried. Wang Zhong didn't know what happened to Huang Duoshui because his mother, Huang Lianying's test report came out. Stomach cancer. Benign. After seeing this test report, Wang Zhong and the two sisters felt that the sky is falling. These days, Huang Lianying almost washed her face with tears every day, lamenting that fate is unfair to her. In the hospital, she also asked the doctor. Because this disease is benign, there is still a possibility of cure, which is to remove a small part of the cancerous stomach. However, the treatment fee alone is more than 100,000 yuan. In the past few years, although Wang Zhong's family life is getting better and better, relying on a few acres of fertile land, they can save 20 to 30,000 yuan a year. However, for a huge sum of more than 100,000 yuan, it is still not enough. Ma, let's go and borrow money. We must help you cure this disease as soon as possible. Your disease is only benign, there is a chance. During dinner, Wang Zhong proposed his idea. Currently, the family has more than 60,000 yuan. If they were to borrow money, they could borrow 70,000 to 80,000 yuan, and the treatment fee would be more or less covered. To be honest, Huang Lianying really didn't want to be treated, but when she thought about how if she were to die, her two daughters and son would be left in their teens without anyone to take care of them, what would they do in the future? Therefore, she gritted her teeth and said, All right then. Therefore, the next day, Huang Lianying brought the three siblings out to borrow money from their relatives. Lianying, it's not that we don't want to lend money, but my son has a girlfriend. The girl's family wants more than 100,000 yuan as a betrothal gift. We can't lend it. Lianying, my family's harvest hasn't been good in recent years. We are so poor that we can't even afford to eat. I don't have money either. Why don't you go to someone else's house and ask? In a day, Wang Zhong followed his mother to many people's houses, but the relatives who used to be polite all said that they had no money. This made Huang Lianying feel despair. In the past, these relatives always bragged in front of them about how they made money, and how they bought cars and houses. However, at the critical moment, all of them said that they had no money. Let's go home. Huang Lianying dragged her exhausted body back home. In fact, Wang Zhong knew that it wasn't that the relatives didn't have money, but they were afraid that even if they gave the money, Huang Lianying would still die of illness. When that happened, would they rely on the children to repay the money? Obviously, that was unrealistic. How should I get money? At night, Wang Zhong sat at the door of his house and thought. He really wanted to leave this place and go out to make money. However, he was too young now. He was only 11 years old. What could he do at this age? Over the years, because of his existence, he had actually created a lot of wealth for his family. For example, the livestock at home were growing very well. The crops in the fields were also growing very well. However, their family's foundation was too weak. Even with him, the family was still very poor. Sis, if there's really no other way, I'll go out and work, said Wang Zhong. Sun Lianmei hurriedly shook her head. How can that do? Your grades are so good. If you don't go to school now, you will only be a coolie in the future. I have an idea, said Wang Zhong. Sun Lianli also disagreed. I know that you are smart, but you are too young. I heard from the adults that the factories outside don't allow child labor. Even if they do, it will be an illegal factory. They won't pay you. As they were talking, there was a knock on the door. Opening the door, an old lady walked in with a smile. You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.